The following program is meant for adult audiences only. If you are easily offended, you are choosing to be offended by continuing to watch. If jokes upset you, whether bad or good, you might end up crying. Being a bitch in life is difficult, I imagine, but you must find a way to continue. For all the haters and lurkers, hope you enjoy the show. For the bigot army, enjoy the show. Don't be a pussy.
Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call
the grifter zone.
Good moo! Oh, you found your moo!
My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's because Jesus Christ is.
Man, I want to get drunk in a hotel room with you.
That might be taken
Phrasing.
out of context.
Gay, gay, gay.
Oh. No. How is it my fault? What? The bragging gifted this and I'm immediately called an anti-Semite? Come on, dog.
Bruh.
What are these characters? Nazi furry? Hypno, why would you do this to me? Said, welcome to Goonergate. Protect your booty hole.
What's up, nerds? It's Alyssa Mercante, Kotaku senior editor, and
Nobody even wants you here.
And I would take her to Chili's, maybe. You know, like, genuinely, I just want the best for her. Genuinely.
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I would.
What did he say? People are gonna clip that. You know that I don't.
Clip it. I know you don't. Come on. But that's the thing. Why can't we have fun?
Bruh.
That's an interesting way of putting. That makes sense.
He's jealous. Fuck yeah. He knew I was that bitch. I didn't need a man to tell him to fuck.
And Hypnotic again, member for 1 month. Thank you. Enjoy First Berserker. What's that black stuff between an elephant's toes? Slow natives. Wait.
Wild.
Yeah. On the other end of the spectrum. Yes.
Okay.
I'd say that goes out of dad into dark, but sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely dark.
Somebody replies and it says, "This is embarrassing." And he says, "Not as embarrassing as your take on trans kids. It was not researched. It was cruel and it had no basis in facts. So forgive me if I don't take all your takes that seriously." Who's this person?
Bruh.
Look at the fucking thumbnail. God of Cuck Meltdown. Oh my God, look at this. Oh man. Yeah, sure. Trans kids, for sure, man.
Right, but you're giving an opinion on an article with a headline that's inflammatory. So the fact that you're giving an opinion on what's on screen,
Can I focus on the inflammatory nature of the headline?
Well, can I assume that everything in this article you would agree with?
You shouldn't assume. It makes an ass out of yourself and me.
Okay, so then
down his timeline, you're gonna see a lot of ass and titties. Okay, me on my Twitter timeline, you ain't gonna see none of that. As a matter of fact, like I can show you, I can scroll down my entire news feed on Twitter. Why would you ruin my point? I'm trying. God damn. Why would you ruin it? I didn't do that. I don't know who this chick is. Why would you do that? I can't even edit it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Someone you love been canceled? Have you been the target of online harassment because of something you said or refused to be compelled to say by the mob? Did you mistakenly think you could be an individual, form your own opinions, and keep all of your friends?
Titty
Did your social
freakers.
credit score tanked because you had a conversation with, subscribe to, or follow someone who suffers from wrongthink? Have you been called a literal Nazi because you think taking care of one's physical health is important? Have you tried apologizing for your transgressions only to find out you actually poured gasoline on the they-them flames? Have you ever had a politically incorrect thought or, heaven forbid, made an off-color joke? Well, we here at the Office of the Cancelled are here for you. As a member of the club, we offer exclusive trading cards, flak jackets, lapel pins, access to bomb shelters, as well as audio tracks from based artists that are sure to pump you up for a day at the range and get some of that much-needed two-way therapy. Remember, folks, you're only canceled if you let yourself be canceled, and every one of those collectivist NPCs can go fuck themselves.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat.
I'll wait some time because the longer we wait, like the more realistic it'll be, you know, when he comes back to life. The touch of the black man in a woke story. The God hand shining down, shining upon thee. White man as you lay down. Cis white man and couple in background. Understand the power of a black man is a God hand.
Pro-black Twitter
I breathe life into you. One touch is not enough from greatness. One touch from the black man. Watch me do it again. Kneel and be amazed at the touch of the black man. I bring life. I bring life.
pro-black Twitter hoes.
That's right! That's right!
Robocock, don't clip that, no!
Bruh.
Oh God, that's getting clipped.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Oh shit. I was doing so good tonight too.
I'm tired of you! Drops, retard. Robocock.
Nyanち
そうだ。
テレビ
つけてもいいぞ。
冒険アニメスパイ
あやこれ好き
よりによって
サイレンサー付きの拳銃だと
ワクワク
That's my favorite clip. By far, that is my favorite clip.
What,
and
the
I
one
think
you cut me out of?
that is my favorite
You
clip
guys all
by
cut my border
far,
out
as
of
I
it.
was trying to say before getting cut off within the first 10 seconds of the stream because he can't help himself. You know, I hear Jewish people do that. I don't know. Anyway, shout out to all you guys. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Hypnosis. What are we on? Episode 139. 139. We got a lot to talk about, man. This week has wow. You know, normally every week we always have a lot to talk about, but this one in particular, there's a lot of domino effects that have fallen. A lot of dominoes, I should say, have fallen throughout the industry. Pricing increases, people being laid off, especially. It is wild. There is a lot to recap. So we're just gonna get into the intros and get on with this, starting with Will of the Fans.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, it's time again for our weekly battle with the forces of gay. Once again, there's never a dull moment when you make yourself an enemy of woke maniacs and fake gamers and greedy companies who want to make more money for less actual effort, like Nintendo and of course now Xbox as well. Of course, we're remaining undefeated in the general culture war, no matter what any fat hamster-looking frauds might want to say. And as long as that continues, then it's going to be good times all around. So hail more pillars of cringe falling, like of course Polygon and everything else. Let's just freaking go. I'm into it.
I gotta tell you, man, I saw the Polygon headline and I was like, man, why couldn't it be Kotaku? It's like, I'm just
So
waiting
close.
for the day. That day's coming.
close.
It is coming.
So close.
It is coming. But anyway, Sheep Sidian.
definitely.
Dogs are barking. Sheep Sidian.
They have well, my wife and her mother are outside doing like gardening and stuff like that, and the dogs are retarded. So what they do
Fair
is
enough.
they bark assuming that they've been left, and if one barks, they all bark. So I just leave the shit. It
I have
happens.
the same exact problem.
How
There's
good
a
it
bunch
feels
of
to say your
dogs
wife
living
just
down
now.
the
Be
street.
real.
Yeah, I got the same problem
How good it
too.
feels
We
to
have
your
Ryan
wife.
Roger on the stream, so same thing.
It'd be that way. Anyway, that aside, I've been doing a lot of offline work, I should say. Basically, getting a bunch of my other eggs in baskets and shit like that, just so I can streamline a lot of what I got going on right now. So,
Oh yeah.
that's just been my week for the most part. I have no idea of what's been going on aside from a couple of the bigger headlines, such as, you know, the price increases with Xbox, or should I say just the self-immolation of Xbox. But we'll find out what else is going on with this stream.
Oh
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Say hello to the dogs. Leo.
No,
My
Take it away,
man,
sir.
oh, dude. Here I am out here feeling like motherfucking Steelers wheel, like clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right, and I'm stuck in the middle of all you motherfuckers, and it's feeling good. I'm a 100th episode on the show. I'm feeling good. And by the way, Sheep, I want to say you're an honorary white guy now because you're like the only black dude on this show that doesn't operate on colored people time. So welcome to the white ranks. Let's have a good fucking show, guys.
Wait, this is your 100th episode?
Yeah, I joined on episode.
All right. Congratulations, Leon. No, I'm kidding.
Fucking bitch.
Saw that coming a mile away, but it's still worth it.
Shout out to Leon. Congratulations on 100 episodes. That is badass. When did I meet you? Like at 500 subs or something?
Somewhere between 500 and 700. Yeah, like I was fucking tight, dude. Yeah, it's been a wild journey with all y'all motherfuckers. Thank you so much. This is a dream come true.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. All right, we got special guests for like the third time now. Sevvy joining us again. Tell everybody who you are, what you do, where they can find you.
Yeah, well, hello everybody. I am Sevvy. You can usually find me at Legally Sevvy or Sevvy Love, which is my gaming YouTube channel. I just started gaming there. Reached 200 and something subs yesterday, so slowly getting there. Ryan is making fun of me. Hey, it just started.
He's not. He's laughing at this comment right here.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
crazy.
All right, I was gonna be like, man, it's only been like 3 weeks, but okay, dude.
Just please don't stand up. I'll lose control.
No, please stand up. What are you talking about, Ryan? You're so gay, Ryan.
Yeah.
Massively
And
gay.
old. Let's be real now. It's not like
Yeah.
you're flipping tables, brother.
Fair. And his camera broke. There it goes.
There we
There it
go.
goes.
No, I moved it down.
Oh, shut up, Ryan. Just take the roast.
Let
No.
Sevvy finish her intro, please, Ryan. She's your ghetto camera.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so give me a follow, help me reach 500 subs, and excited to be here. There's been a lot of madness, so can't wait to talk about all of it.
Oh yeah. Code Classic Cage, Gooner Fist, Console Gremlin Destroyer.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
man.
you have so many titles on the internet. Every day I see something you post of somebody calling you something different. It's take it away.
On every day. It's crazy. But yep, Code Classic Cage here, aka Gooner Fist, aka self-proclaimed queen of the tomboys, who everyone's trying to now get me to wear a dress, by the way. I reject
It's bound to happen.
Bro, now grift on that shit. Be like, okay, fine, 2K in a super chats in one stream, and I'll wear a sundress. Like, do you realize how like people would do it?
Dresses can be really sexy.
like, no.
I feel like you would totally rock it.
Yeah, not even. I mean, first of all, you would.
She
but
is not
it's all about the
impressed.
grift.
No,
Yeah,
she-
You're
pretty
siding
sure.
with the guy that
Before you
chooses
know it.
to wear a dress.
If anybody
he is
remembers the show Recess, she'd look like Spinelli.
Oh my
Yo,
god.
facts.
So wait, out of
Right.
curiosity, before you finish your intro, is there any time in history, in life, for any occasion that you would wear a dress?
Oh yeah, when I was a kid,
No, not a
my
kid,
parents-
like now.
oh,
Choose when you had a
last
choice.
time I wore a dress was grade school for prom. Grade school prom, and I didn't even
Bro,
go to my high
Cassie's
school
gonna get
prom.
married in a tuxedo. Like,
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
You think I would have a real wedding? Like, are you kidding me? It's like cornball ass shit, bro. Like,
She's gonna go right
you guys
to.
don't know me very well, huh? But
She's just gonna get papers. That's it. All right, do your intro. I'm sorry.
yeah, this is what dudes try to do. They try to tease making a tomboy into, a super feminine. Like, no, that doesn't work. Period. There's nothing you could do to stop this. I'm the last bastion of fucking hope. I'm like a unicorn out here. Of course, I'm not gonna. Like, you can't do this. I can't degrade myself in such ways. But yeah, I'm happy to be here as always. Hope everyone's doing well.
Respect.
I don't have the clip that says what do you mean by that, but shoot, I'm gonna have to like, what does this comment mean, my man? So you got the largest microphone on the stream, huh?
It's the closest
I
to the
guess so.
screen.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know what they're implying here.
Will has a lot of girth on
yeah,
his.
well, Will's got more
Mine's-
girth than
mine's
Link, which is kind of to be
girthier, yeah.
expected.
Thickness definitely
Oh my
matters
God.
more than anything.
I mean,
for
the Blue
sure.
Yeti is a big dump, like right in front of Leon's face. So
No, this is a sure.
Wouldn't be the first time he's taken one to his face like that, but that's all right.
oh my god!
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Apparently not.
ABF tells no stories. We got Ryan. Man, this is tough. So we got Ryan or the Jewish guy. What are we doing?
Well, at
What are
least
we
you didn't
doing?
call me that. Good.
Go the Jewish guy
Me-
first.
me
Ryan's
Call him-
anti-Semitic.
what is it we call
all
it?
right, we're actually
Zion
we're gonna go with
Roger
Ryan.
Oive.
We're gonna go with Ryan. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I've had a fantastic day today, mostly of sleeping and playing Dustborn and being on this great show, and then being on Smash's show, and then sleeping, and then being on Will's show, and then making videos, and then sleeping. But here's to a fantastic show, folks, and like the stream, share the stream, subscribe to Hypno, check out everyone here. You'll enjoy all of their content, and donations are always welcome. Now on to Smash Jew Teller.
Zion Roger Oive.
You realize that we're gonna turn this into a reality thing, right? Like we need to stop before it actually becomes a real
Right,
thing.
right. I was just gonna say, just to set the record straight, because a lot of people on a certain segment of the side of the culture war, we'll say, have been confused because I dared stand up for a friend, and now they're like, "Oh, you must be Jewish because he's Jewish," and I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm not Jewish." So just to set
You don't
the
even
record
look
straight.
money hungry. Like,
This guy said
my
shalom.
God.
I just
Shalom,
got a
Smash
gifted
Tasty.
game. I'm going to find out what it was.
Can you guys stop gifting Ryan games? This man's computer cannot handle anything other than Dustborn.
Dude, I was watching him play Dustborn and his computer was struggling.
It was
a struggle
lagging.
bus.
Bro, are you lagging Dustborn?
That was a technical difficulty. It's not my fault.
It's a skill issue.
What does
someone has
hold on?
Someone has donated.
When you're playing on a dinosaur, everything is a skill issue. Come on, brother.
Hold on. Look at Ryan refusing to take the blame. I think he might be the Jew.
There it
He
is.
might Wait, what? I'm confused. Hold on a second. Felstuff says
Thank you.
Lachame? What the hell's
Look,
Lachame?
Don't ask questions.
Caleb Wesker, thank you for donating Chrono Trigger to me, whatever that is. Thank
That's
you.
a
Oh
good
my
one.
God, you didn't just say whatever that is. Can you boot this
fucking
guy?
Luddite?
Do
What
not
the
let
shit,
him back
Ryan?
on.
He
Boot
definitely
him.
can.
Do not bring him
Like
back.
that's actually worth.
Look what you
banning
did. Look what you
someone.
did. You made fucking sheep leave, Ryan.
Holy.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you're gonna
Oh my
celebrate
God.
that. He's probably back screen like yes, they're all
Oh no!
gone.
Look at that fucking base.
Holy
What?
shit! Talk about marshmallow. Jesus
It's
Christ!
fucking Ryan Roger
You
Asper.
really
All right.
don't, you really don't know what Chrono Trigger is. You
Just
really
drop
No,
it,
I don't.
smash. You're gonna go down a rabbit hole. It's gonna piss you off.
Didn't they
God.
say
Oh,
they were going
boy.
to remake it and then never remake it?
All I'm saying is y'all can't
Ryan,
call
you've
me
known
not a
me long
geeker
enough to know
anymore.
what Chrono
When this
Trigger is.
motherfucker next to me doesn't even know what Chrono Trigger
Well,
even
listen, motherfucker, because last night I was watching
At
your
least he
stream,
can
and I got
pronounce
paid to watch, by
Chrono.
the way. Shout out to Nameless, but I was watching your stream last night.
That's what
and
it's come down to, by the way. You're getting paid to watch my streams.
it was. I did not see that coming. But you never played Half-Life 2, so like that's pretty fucking. It's pretty bad.
But at
That's
least
pretty
I
bad.
know what it is. Ryan doesn't even know what Chrono Trigger is.
Yeah, but Ryan's
He makes a
retarded. You're,
point.
I don't,
I mean,
you're
he
not
makes a
retarded.
point.
I hope anyway. Are
I'll
you?
take that.
He can.
Actually, according to your Twitter profile.
Excuse me.
Yo, am I kicking everybody today? What the fuck is going on?
What's going on?
Man, can I
Holy
just enjoy this steak sandwich that I had in peace? Damn it.
God damn, man. Smash, do your fucking intro, man. Holy shit, we
No,
can't.
that really was my intro. I'm not Jewish and I'm glad to be here. And I have Jewish friends.
I'm not
and they're-
Jewish. I'm glad.
No.
Happy to not be
No,
Jewish.
that's not what I'm saying. Holy crap.
Base?
Yeah.
This stream your own personal Holocaust match,
Jesus
JC?
Christ.
I do not, and I'm not even going to touch that one.
Yeah, don't touch that one. Don't. It's fine. Shout out to all you guys. All right, guys. This is going to be an interesting stream. What I will say is that I got a little bit of a grift plan tonight. So we are almost at 700 viewers already and climbing. I have 2 copies of Expedition 33 to give away. That was given to me by TYTY. So we're going to surprise the chat tonight and give it away. If we could hit 850 concurrent, I'll give out one of them. And then when we hit 1,000 concurrent, which I know we can do it, I'll give out the second one to kind of spread it out throughout the night. So I'm going to be giving away 2 copies of Expedition 33 today to spread the love of an amazing game. So if you guys want to win, we'll do it, randomly throughout the stream. So watch the stream, like the stream, and let's get it going. And make sure you guys say thank you to TYTY because he's the one that gifted it like a fucking legend. So we appreciate him for doing that. All right, let's speaking of legends, we got to do the best segment on YouTube, the segment that Ryan loves to complain about all the time and thinks that I need a totally separate show in order to do because he's too slow to do his own super chats. This segment is known all around the world as what, Ryan?
Fuck.
Money, print money, cash, money,
Well,
capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money.
All right, you get one more try.
Continues
Okay.
to embarrass himself.
Stop it, Will.
You get one more try. You've been on the show how long now?
Pre-stream legends.
Fucking A.
Money, print money, cash,
money. Well,
capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash,
money. Well,
capitalism, raise a bunch of money,
super chat.
money.
As salty as the sea, calling us no-code names. SJW screaming, but it's money they blame. Burning with envy, they're falling flat. They can't handle the sound of a super chat.
Can't believe you forgot. How the fuck do you forget that? You complain about it all the time.
Some fucking slack. He's retarded.
To be fair, though, that was a pretty
old.
funny response. I might have to keep that. The chat is asking me to keep that, clip that.
Two
So.
all-nighters in a fucking
Oh
row.
God! What was
Hello
he
there,
doing?
everybody.
Yeah,
I'd just like to remind you that I've
also
been on
likes
over
to
90
all-nighter, you
concurrent
dumb bitch.
episodes. 90 episodes in a row. My name's Ryan Roger Athay, I know nothing about
Who
the
the
channel
fuck
that
are
I
you,
constantly
Kim
post
Belair,
about
complaining
being on.
about it being too early in the morning to fucking do it? Come on, man. What do you? I woke up at 10 o'clock. I'm so tired. Stop.
Actually woke up at 3 o'clock in the
Get a zoom in
afternoon,
on,
but
get a zoom in on Cassie with the cat.
You want to see her pussy? All right, here.
There it is.
Yes.
I knew it was coming.
Oh, hold up. What?
Ziggy. I need a Ziggy emoji.
That's like the most
I know,
feminine.
right?
that
We
she's
have a
ever
Hondo emoji. Definitely need a Ziggy emoji for sure.
one of its
Oh, the
paws
kitty's so
down.
cute.
I don't know if this is morbid or not, but I would like to show this off.
Sevvy
That
likes
was an
pussy
honest
confirmed.
God smile as well.
Says the real star of the
Aw.
show. He's back home
Aw.
now, just in case
Oh,
everybody
Hondo.
he is back home. He will forever. He'll be in every video. Right back here behind me where
Spam
he always
Hondo
was.
emojis,
So,
boys. Spam
Yeah.
Hondo
R.I.P.
emojis. By the way,
not to try to
Rumble,
bring that
Rumble
as a
has
positive thing. By the way, I didn't want to bring that as a positive thing, but
no, of course. Rumble has Hondo emojis now too. I totally forgot to do that. I thought I did. My bad. But it's there now, so you can spam Hondo emojis over there as well. All right, boys. We got Vicious with the 10 memberships. Thank you, my good man. I appreciate you. And then we got Nameless becoming a member all on his own. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you. This fucking account. Hypno chair for it too. I'm all warmed up and vibrating. Is that a word? Let's go.
They should have gone with
God.
Hypnotic. It's way better. But the shit
that one can
always is supposed
vibrate?
to have
Bro,
it.
they're so like they want to make this a
Fancy.
thing. They really do. They want to make Hypno chair a thing. It's not gonna happen. Dead
It
Star
is
with
a
a 2.
thing. You
It's
need
not
to
a thing.
accept it.
It was only a thing because they made someone mad. I still can't believe this whole thing started from a chair post.
Right?
The last
I know,
time
Not
that's weird.
started, but you know, kinda,
I can believe it.
it
It was
seems
weird.
cursed. It seems cursed. Master of the TDS put a post up about a chair, and it suddenly turned into a discussion about the Holocaust. So, you know,
Oh my God, it is fucking insane.
If that
bro.
isn't the best description of Twitter, I don't know what is.
That's literally Twitter.
yeah.
The first
That is
post,
pretty
how's your
accurate.
cat? The second post, fuck the. No, I'm not gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? That's how
That's
Twitter
pretty
is,
much.
bro.
Pretty much.
I'm sorry. Death Star for it too says missing an episode of The Office to catch SNH. Oh, thank you, man.
Hey.
That makes me feel special. We got Eric Jenkins at 499. Good evening, fellow non-gamers. Welcome to Saturday Night, a Goon static show featuring your local favorite people, an occasional animal with a monkey, a chicken, and watermelon. Like it.
Oof.
That's definitely special for sure. Eric Jenkins is a special guy. And then we got Lurker Supreme with $50.83. Don't forget to 83. He says Ryan Spear, Leon's hair, Kata's feet, Smash's booty hole. Why are you? Atreus' inattention. With your powers combined, I am captive. Whoa, I don't want to be a captain of nothing with Smash's booty hole. Wait, time out. Definitely not Kata's feet either. Like we are going well past
Oh my
boundaries
God.
here. The boundaries, man.
Does
Jesus.
Kata suck on his own toes?
I think he does when he's bored.
as
I
if
really
he's
do.
that flexible.
Oh my God.
True. Thank you, Lurker Supreme. I appreciate you.
Why am I the booty hole?
I don't want to ask questions. That's a rabbit hole. I'm good. We got Dead Star with a 5. We need that chair. Clap, clap, clap. We need chair. Clap, clap, clap. The chair is better at video. No, it's not, bro. No, it's not. Stop it. Nameless with 5 memberships. Thank you, Nameless. I appreciate you. We got Forgotten Vet.
Himself.
We got Forgotten Vet with a 20. To the coffers to fight the lies against the army and our allies. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you. Forgotten Vet's a legend. Nameless with a 149 super sticker. I did not see what it was. StreamYards really needs to put the sticker animation.
Really?
Flip Shazam with a 20. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out what to sue Smash 8. I mean, for anything, really. What I can blame the Jews for and whom to blow for a free trip to Italy. There's a lot of innuendos there. There's a lot there for sure. Thank you, Flip Shazam, for the 20. I appreciate you. Eric Jenkins, 189. Also, Chicago deep dish best pizza ever. So that's going to be fighting words for a lot of different people, depending on where they live. Because there's a lot of different cities that try to claim the best pizza in the country.
Yeah.
So,
It's like, bruh, you ain't fucking win NY, bro.
yeah. Well, see, exactly. Cassie's now all upset. Bill Jones with a 5. The best safe word is meatloaf because it means I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. And then we got Mr. Rouge with the 50 membership banger. Shout out to Mr. Rouge, man. Holy shit, this guy's
What a
insane.
legend.
In all
This
the best
guy.
ways. All the best ways, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you. I really do. And we got Omnis Rob with a 2. Did you see the Pope Donald I sent you on Discord? Bro,
Was that real?
I barely see like any of my Discord messages. I'm not kidding.
I saw that making the rounds today. I was like, that can't be real. That Donald Trump posted
No,
himself as
nothing
the
is real. Smash. Nothing
I'll,
is real.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Angelo Lopez for a 10. Hey guys, here it is. Coming in 2035, Last of Us Season 1, 20K remake. Oh, wait, never mind. Same shit, same result. Glad to see Neil Cuck failure again. Can't wait for Intergalactic Wreck Feminism Turd. That's a long name. Intergalactic Wreck Feminism Turd. It's a long name. Although you know what, we never got to really talk about it because it kind of came out afterwards. But apparently Intergalactic is going to have a lot of religion themes, which I'm very curious how they're going to handle that. Because in today's world, everybody gets offended so damn quick. I just feel like if you really go down that rabbit hole of religion themes, depending on which religion you showcase, which probably will be a futuristic version of Christianity or something. I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting.
This is Asian, bro. We doing space Buddhism.
Whatever
I'm going
it
to tell
is.
you right now that there's
Whatever
gonna be
it is.
there's going to be some meltdowns just about the religion from certain people on the hardcore spectrum. On
Oh,
the
I
right.
know, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you already know that's coming, right? So I'm very curious how they're gonna handle that. That's all. But shout out to you, Angelo Lopez. I appreciate you. Adair Soto for 11 months says fuck all, nothing, zip 0. 1 month away, sir. 1 month away. Xavier for 189 boycott Xbox. I mean, technically I am because I don't have one, but
Everyone has been since 2013. So
You're not
You
missing
don't have
anything.
you don't have an Xbox by now. Why the fuck would you go buy an Xbox now when it costs
Exactly.
yeah. I like I'll save it for the conversation because it's something I want to bring up. Just in time for a 5, I have a hope. While I'm sure GTA 6 has been delayed for financial reasons, as many have discussed, I hope another reason is de-wokification.
Hey, we're gonna get GTA 7 before we get GTA 6.
Probably. We'll get Grand Theft Auto
that's not
Online
even
2 before we get Grand Theft Auto 6, probably.
they're waiting to see how successful the other companies that raise the prices are first. That's why they're really doing it.
100%.
They don't have anything to rush, bro. They got free money coming in every month
Did you
from
hear
Grand
they're
Theft Auto
making
Online.
$1 to $2 million a day on
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto Online?
They are set to make
Oh my
record
God.
profits. Listen, they are set to make record profits without GTA 6
Think about that.
this year. Yeah, think about that. So
Like,
why would they rush? They don't have
If
to rush.
anything, if I was an investor, I would be concerned about the next one because there's no guarantee of a migration to it.
Well, they are concerned because if you notice, the stock dropped 10%
with the delay.
the day they announced the delay. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but we'll talk about it.
I could almost look at that as like a positive because that means more runway for 5 to keep making money.
You definitely could. We got UF Omega with a 2. My contribution to the Cassie and Address Fund.
Ooh.
Nice
Yeah,
red
that's-
one.
You know, that's
never
where it
happened.
starts. First, it's a couple of grand to wear a dress. Before you know it, you're in a hot tub.
Yeah.
Wait,
Hot tub
take offense to
stream.
that.
Sevvy wants to do a hot tub stream. Make it happen.
Mm.
I want
I
Sevvy to
think
do a hot
I
tub
think I've
stream.
seen Leon in more dresses than Cassie. Actually,
Like
More donations
I've
for
never
Sevvy's
once
hot
worn
tub
a dre-
stream.
They were corsets.
Look at the chat just
Much
went crazy.
better.
I zoomed in on Sevvy for like a second, and the chat's like, "Bunk, yes."
much better, Leon.
Like
much
this-
better.
Crazy. We got Baby Hondo with a 2. Leon turned 100. I knew he was old. Chirp.
I
Crazy.
still look good.
Radoka with a 2. Hypno chair. I stand with hypno chair, bro.
That's
It's not
ironic.
happening, bro. You're
That's
more likely to
ironic.
get. You're more
Standing
likely to
with a
get
chair.
Cassie in a dress.
you sit with the chair. You don't
You're
stand
supposed
with.
to sit. Exactly. Yeah.
Look at this fucking guy, Kata. He's like, I was almost there. Go back. Wants me to full zoom in on. I like how you're demanding shit and you're not even on the stream. Number one, you should super chat for that, bitch. How about that?
Put your legs down, woman. Don't show them feet.
Every
I
big
forgot.
super
You mean
chat,
the
I'll
knees.
zoom in
I can't
on
show
Sevvy.
my
Don't show your
knees
knees,
anymore.
Yeah, lower
Jesus,
those
no.
knees, lower the
Can't show my
knees.
knees.
Yeah, don't show
The
the
boobs
knees.
are perfectly
YouTube
fine.
thing.
It's the knees you got to work it.
Bouncing
Yeah, the
cleavage is
knees are-
acceptable.
Yeah,
Knees are not.
the knees are oh my god. No knees, please.
We are
no
nearly
knees.
at the 850 concurrent to get the first giveaway for Expedition 33. So let's keep it going, boys. And every super chat, I'll zoom in on Sevvy for like 2 seconds. So you'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
That's
we
1
got-
second more than Kata needs.
Seriously. Eric Jenkins, 199, most successful and sued bottom to top. Talking about Smash, I guess. Toasty with a
Wait, hold on.
499. What? I'll visit Cassie and give her a fun makeover. I think it would be a fun stream.
Ooh. What do you think, Sylvester?
Well, I mean, she didn't say what type of like makeover it had to be. It doesn't have to be a girly makeover. It can be I don't
It's
know.
toasty,
Maybe
so
she'll
it's
put you in
it's-
colors besides black.
Prison makeover.
Prison
No,
makeover.
no,
Let Cassie rock. Let her be who she wants to be, bro.
it's a
Cassie,
toasty
you're muted.
makeover.
You're muted.
So
She's
it's
saying
very,
something
very
and I can't
muted.
hear her.
Cassie,
That
you're
whole
muted.
letting people be who they want to
muted.
be, how we got all these trannies in games
Boomer.
and shit, though.
Oh my god. I was saying, you have to understand, I've always been a tomboy, and people have always fantasized about this weird shit with the whole makeovers and stuff. Like, no, never.
Conform.
Never.
Shout out to Epic Mike in the chat. I see you, brother. And then we got James Zopp with a 20 membership banger. That's at least 100. So that's a zoom in for a couple seconds. There you go. There you go. Shout out to James Zopp with the 20. Thank you, sir. And then Nameless with a 50 saying money. Ryan
No,
was
no,
so,
no. That's Moan.
Oh.
Ye
This
boy!
dickhead- This dickhead can't
Smash
say,
came up with
yeah,
that.
boy.
Did you guys
Yeah,
see
boy!
Smash's stream last night?
No,
this
it's
this
Yebo.
motherfucker.
It's
Yebo!
Nameless super chats. Nameless
God damn
super
it.
chats. He says, "Yeah, boy," right? And Smash
Yeah,
is like,
boy.
Smash is like, "What is that? That's Yebo,
Yebo.
bro." I lost
Oh
my
my
shit. I had my
God.
controller in my hand playing Expedition. I threw it. I'm not kidding. I was like, "There's no fucking way that this idiot said Yebo." And then he tried to pass it off. He's like, "I'm gonna pretend like that's totally what I planned."
That's totally what I meant.
He even
Yebo.
sounded like
Yebo.
super feminine. Going, he went, Yebo.
Yebo
Like
is
that.
now an emoji on my channel, by the way.
Yebo. Jesus
Yebo.
Christ, man. Nameless, thank you for the 50, brother. I appreciate you. And you know what? For the 100 you gave the other day, there you go, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to you. We got David Elias with a 2. Smash AT, you know AGM is watching. Be smart, dork. Damn, that was aggressive. That was aggressive. Just in time for a 5. Expedition 33, Oblivion, Yo Mama fight. Yo Mama so fat. The paintress had to canvas world with Home Depot. She's so fat. Hermaeus Morris said, damn, what? Are we seriously doing like Yo Mama jokes now between 2 games?
Bring it back.
I guess so.
That's a lot of lore. Youper with a 10. This is for the no chair fun. Thank you, Youper. You're a real one. Brandon, the anime guy with a 5 says, Hypno, holy cow. So many great peeps here. The past month has been something else. Be well, peace, and long life to you all. Shout out to you, Brandon. I appreciate you. War Maniac with a 5. Hypno chair, carry your ass each time you play video games. The chair is indeed a better gamer than you.
That's its one job.
Sounds like hope. Eric Jenkins with a 489. Stroke the GPUs, boys, and flick the power button, ladies.
Thank you for your donation.
I was waiting for the first response. Or Maniac with a 2. Join the chair cult. We have cookies. No, you don't. You're lying about it. Mark Smith
I have
with a 5.
chair.
New York pizza is the best. Fold,
Absolutely.
hold, and eat it before it gets cold.
Facts.
I'm more of a deep dish Chicago guy, but
Oh my god. This
Of course you are.
Anything
New York is a close second.
pan or deep
You,
dish.
you
is
live
all
in
good.
California. You fucking have
No, don't get me
pineapple on your
started. There's a
pizza.
place. There's a place that has
This is
an
these fucking
incredible
Americans
Chicago
talking
deep
about.
dish in
Fair
San
enough.
Diego. It's amazing.
You see why we don't talk
Oh.
about this? Because people start fighting over pizza and shit.
They literally put a pizza on top of a pizza and cook it. It's
That's
amazing.
so
somehow makes it
American,
better.
man.
It's crazy.
Seen way worse than
You
that
ever
on Epic Meal
I mean,
Time.
shit, they were doing that in Saturday Night Fever. Do you remember Travolta shoving a pizza on top of pizza and stuffing his face with it?
It was so good.
Greg says you just ruined the respect you gained from Chrono Trigger Smash. Oof.
For saying
Ooh.
deep dish is good? Come on.
Chrono.
Adair Soto, one
California's
membership.
gay.
Thank you, sir. Eric Jenkins, 199. New York pizza can be used to cut diamonds. Fuck out of here. That's crazy. Anime Mania 500 gives 1 membership. Mr. Imperial gives 50 memberships. Shout out to Mr. Imperial. Thank you so much for the 50 banger. I appreciate you. And then we got Cinevere Stalker Supreme gives 1 Hypnotic membership. Thank you, sir. We got Toxic with a 5. We don't do the money shot on Saturday, but Kata goes something, or I think he meant to say got something in the tank, I guess. Kata with a 199. Zoom in on Sevvy for the chat. I'm not doing that for a 199, Kata. Come on, you better bump that. You better bump that shit. Bro. Bump it up. Come on. You could
It's a
afford it.
weird way to resign
I
from
see those-
SNH, Kato.
I see those super chats on New Black Street. You got this.
That was amazing.
Eric Jenkins, 489 for Sevvy's hot tub stream fund. My man.
Oh, well,
Smart.
thank you. Well, I
Smart.
did talk to X-Ray Girl, and we talked about doing a hot tub stream. So we just
There
need
you
to
go.
figure it out. We'll see.
There you go. David Elias for it too. I'm no simp. Cage and Sevvy, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you.
Fair enough. DB Wild for 13 months. Is Sevvy going to go on Zia's channel for the hot tub stream? Also, is Will going to go on there too? I see you, boy.
Ask my wife.
There you go. Xavier Octavius for a 99. Hypno, I don't give a shit if you don't have an Xbox. This is the start of revolution. If we show them that we are not going to take this, other companies will think twice. Boycott Xbox.
Bro, people have been boycotting Xbox for the past decade.
And not
Yep.
on purpose. It
Possibly,
just sucks.
possibly longer.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring, like I said, some things up when we talk about it. Demaj and I would have too. Brooklyn Pizza for the win. Period.
Ooh, Frank's
There is a journalist out there that
Pizzeria.
might agree with you.
Frank's Pizzeria on Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn. Fire.
Wow. He didn't have to pay for the advertisement. Look at that. War Maniac for it too. Blue Octopusy make the cookie herself. Haters. Fair. Sauna chair. Why is there a Sauna chair, bro? What the fuck is for it
Double
too?
curse.
Bring the chair or I'm
I don't know,
summoning
but I
my
feel like
owner.
Ryan needs that chair.
Get out of here with the Sauna chair, bro. War Wizard 199. Shout out to JT helping Hypno get good at Kazan. You wish, bro.
You're welcome.
You wish. I would love to see Smash JT play First Berserker.
I got it gifted to me the other night, so
I'd
it
like
will
to
be
see
happening.
Smash AT play games.
The moment you go down that rabbit hole, let me know.
I will.
Ron DFK for a 499. I finally had a date last night. Tonight, I will have a fig.
I get it. I get it.
I get it too.
Took me
I
a
get it
second.
too. Good job, Ron. Good job. All right, let's go over to Rumble really quick, and then we're done. We got Crashman Boy for $1. Lockley's at it again with another supposed true story book. I went into a deep rabbit hole last night, finding more about the whole thing, and I may have hit a gold mine, which I posted on Discord. Oh, that's interesting. Fucking Thomas Lockley, man. Never stop him. Crashman again for $1. I know Tim Waltz is not a gorilla, but I know he could definitely beat off 100 men. That's crazy.
Whoa.
Rumble is a whole nother animal. Anti-Federalist
bro.
Pain with a 10. Gaming journals and activist devs, unlike you, I don't want you to be unable to make a living. However, you barely being able to scrape by because of your own actions, well, enjoy fast food. Sounds about right.
Fast food is expensive now. Shit.
You ain't lying. It's crazy how
Food
much they charge.
stamps, I mean, shit.
Joshua T. Clark for $1. Well, if Chief's mic is the longest, Will has the most girth, then Ryan Roger Athe has a micro penis for a mic. LOL.
I was told once I have an Xbox mic.
That's
My
crazy.
microphone is right here. You can't see it because it's disguised. It's also black.
Because it's too small, yeah.
It's
kinda
massive.
Kind of
It's
similar
micro.
to yours. It's hiding behind. Well, anyway, we got Anti-Federalist paying for 1 Hypnotic membership. Shout out to you, bro. And then fucking Smash JT. Look at his asshole. Smash JT with $1. This cost me $1.
Thank you for your
Look,
donation.
it kind of sounded
Smash.
like you said, "Look at his asshole."
What?
No, stop bringing up fucking
Damn
Smash
it,
JT's
no.
booty hole. Stop. Why is this even a topic of conversation? What's wrong with you guys? I don't understand. Xavier for 8 months. Hail Hypno's chair. Oh, is that Golden Sun, bro? I
Yes,
fucking
it is.
love that
Fire.
game. Oh my god, that game's amazing. That game's
Nobody
amazing.
talks about it enough.
It's
Nah, I don't.
unfortunate because Golden Sun is a really good game. So much fun.
Such a great game.
Anyway, all right, we are fully caught up. Thank you guys so much for the insane support. What a wild pre-stream legends. We blew past tier 2 right away. We are 30 to 40 some odd concurrent viewers away from the first giveaway of Expedition 33. So if people come into the chat and they're new, make sure to tell them we are giving away a game as we continue throughout the night. So what are we going to start with, man? Holy shit, the world's on fire. Let's just do Xbox because I feel like that's the hot topic right now. So this week, Xbox announced that they will be following suit with the Nintendo strategy, and we're going to call it the Nintendo strategy. I'm not blaming Nintendo. I'm just saying it's the Nintendo strategy of raising their prices, and some of their prices, well, all of them really, are astronomically ridiculous for obvious reasons. Now, here's the thing. With Xbox raising their price, people are trying to blame whoever, right? You got fucking Angry Joe blaming Trump. You got a bunch of people blaming Nintendo. You got people blaming their moms. Like, everybody's getting blamed here for this, except for seemingly Xbox, which is the one that really should get the blame here. Because here's what I kind of want to like start with, and then you guys could just drop your thoughts on it. I want people to realize a couple of things, like I said in my videos, and I'm sure you guys here will agree. Xbox is the worst selling console out of the three by a large margin. Like, it's not even close. Like, Switch is, Nintendo always sells an insane amount of consoles because they were always the most affordable, and it's one of those family kind of consoles that gets bought in bulk. They like, you'll have a family, each kid gets a fucking, Nintendo console, whatever. It's just that kind of a thing. Whereas one family will usually share a PS5 or something along those lines, but whatever. Anyway, so Nintendo sold 130 some odd million Switches. PS5 was, I think, what is PS5 at? Like 50 million, 60 million?
It's over 50.
Over 50, right? And then Xbox, 75 million. Xbox is nowhere close to any of those numbers. Xbox is basically damn near ignored by almost all of Japan. It's that bad. Like, nobody fucking cares. And here's why the whole tariff story kind of gets thrown out the window, right? So the whole thing about the tariff story is that they're raising the price of their consoles that were never out of stock. I don't know of anybody that struggled to find an Xbox. You could walk into any store and find an Xbox pretty much easily. So now all of these systems that were already made pre-tariffs are sitting there that are now going to be worth way more because of the immediate change, by the way, that happened on the moment they announced it on the 1st. So now they're going to make more money from consoles that were already sitting there, that weren't moving. Now they're definitely not going to move, number one. And number two, the video games, obviously, Xbox, like everybody else, is trying to go towards digital gaming, which are unaffected by tariffs anyway. So they're trying to bump up their prices to $80 to get the full benefit of these games when there's no increased cost whatsoever to, the actual production of the game from a physical standpoint anyway. It's just not there. So all in all, Xbox is doing this because they just know that they can, or they think they can, I should say. We don't know if they're going to be successful with this yet, obviously, but they just think that they can.
Microsoft that could. I think I can.
Yeah, they just think they could get away with it. And I just hope that the Xbox fans out there, and again, I don't care if you play on Xbox. I've always said whatever system you could play on, as long as you're a gamer, you want to play games, find a system to play on and do whatever you can. But I hope you guys understand that they're doing this because that Game Pass price increase is coming. It's 100% coming. It's probably going to be double what it is now. I gotta imagine. So
wait, what is it now? It's like $19, right?
19 to like 25, I think, depending on the tier or something like that.
Yeah, there's different tiers. I mean, we're talking about PC Game Pass, which I think is like 12. Then there's like different tiers of regular, Xbox Game Pass itself.
Yeah.
So it varies, but sooner or later, obviously, the prices are going to go up. I think it's important to say that with this situation, Xbox obviously wasn't their sales in terms of like actual digital media cratered because of Game Pass, on the Xbox specifically. On PC, PC gamers still buy their games, but I think that Xbox console gamers have a hard time justifying purchases on the platform for whatever reason. There's a multitude of reasons for that issue.
That way.
Because obviously because Xbox had been struggling for at least 12 to almost 13 years now. Once they announced that Xbox One all the momentum that they had off of 360 instantaneously cratered, and they've spent over a decade trying to recover from that. The introduction of Game Pass was to kind of come to terms with the reality that they probably were never going to recapture gamers in any level that they did during 360. So I think that more than anything, this isn't really going to affect Xbox's situation. And I think that they know that. I don't think it's going to be positive or negative because their whole goal is just to funnel everybody into Game Pass anyway. So they're just like, well, people don't buy games on our platform anymore. People don't buy our platform anymore. So they'll just go to PC and get Game Pass anyway. So they're just like, I feel as though they're just like, fuck it, who cares? And it's like, well, all you had to do was keep the prices the same way and let everyone else raise their prices. You would have gained more market share because you were the cheapest entry point. I mean, honestly, the Series S at that $300 mark, so that you could just jump into Game Pass, was a nice, like that was actually a nice starting point. One of my good buddies, who he is disabled. He does work, but he has limitations. Realistically. He was just like, yeah, buying these $70 games is not realistic for me. And he saved up. He bought a Series S, and he's a Game Pass gamer, and it works out for him because, like I said, he has limitations due to the fact that he's disabled and whatnot, and that works out for him. This makes the Series S just a no-go altogether. The Series X is just ridiculous in terms of pricing. Like, you could argue tariffs, you could argue inflation, you could make all these dumbass arguments, but at the end of the day, just because the price rises doesn't mean that people are going to still see the value in the console hardware. There is no value, nothing. There's nothing to gain.
This for me, I was very disappointed with what Microsoft has done, largely because, from my perspective, I wanted the prices to come down. I know high-minded ideals never going to happen. Microsoft price gouge, make all the mistakes all the time. But when Nintendo decided to take that step forward with the Switch 2, with the price increases, this would have been a golden opportunity for Microsoft and for Xbox to take a step back, as Nintendo is taking a step forward. Lower the prices. Hardware, software, all wares, lower the prices and be the entry level for gamers in terms of having the lowest prices. And Microsoft can take the hit. They're a megacorp at this point. But now, to me, this is the last straw. After this, I'm not even going to get Game Pass again. I'm just going to go full over to PC. Microsoft had their final opportunity to take that step back, and they blew it. So, Xbox, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
how many people are actually even playing the Xbox? Like, I used to have an Xbox and I gave it away because I never used it. So fuck it,
The biggest issue with it was I never bought one because I'm like, why would I? I just put the money into a PC. If every single first party game is going to be on PC, why would I spend an additional, at that time, $500 when I can get an overpowered PC that's better than what it offers? It didn't make any financial sense. And Microsoft continues to shoot themselves in the foot every step along the way. They make the very contradictory decisions that's like does not benefit a consumer. They're like, oh, here's an option for you, but here's a different option that completely shoots ourselves in the foot. So why would you go with that first option? It's like the strategy is all over the place. There is literally no management on it.
$80 Nintendo games up against potentially $50 Xbox games, from my perspective, would have made it so much more competitive from a console perspective. But for Xbox to take this decision, to me, is scandalous, because in terms of quality in the console market alone, they cannot compete in terms of quality. They can compete in terms of quantity, and they could compete in terms of affordability, but they've completely thrown that under the bus at this stage.
Well, with Xbox, like, people don't realize before Game Pass, people weren't buying games on Xbox anyway. Like, there was such a disinterest in the Xbox brand because they released an overpriced console that had a worthless camera attached to it, that had all this nonsense, and the games were not there. They were
DRM,
either
always
no games at
online.
all, or they were bad. So like Game Pass was an entry point to deal with the reality of their situation, that people weren't buying games anyway. So like I said, this isn't necessarily doing anything to disincentivize people that weren't buying games anyway. Now, when the Game Pass price goes up, that's going to be a different story. That's going to be a big hit to them. That's going to be nasty work. But right now, this is just encouraging something that's already been happening. They just want to increase those numbers on Game Pass. That's their overall goal.
I want to throw it back to Hypnotic on that though. Like you said, you think
What? Cater, you're just so sex-minded, aren't you? You got on the geeks and gamers through sucking toes, and now it's all sex.
I mean, it's
throw it
back.
See, I was about to give Ryan a compliment because Ryan actually made a great point, as Microsoft could have been the ones to say, you know what, everybody else is going to raise their prices.
Yeah.
We're going to be the ones to stay the way that we are. That would have been major. That would have been a major win for Microsoft. But instead, they went full retard and then up the prices. So I was going to give you that compliment, but that's my point, not yours anymore, you bald fuck.
Don't suck toes on G&G. You're too good for us, aren't you?
Smash.
Anyways, I was going to say, based off of what Cassie was saying, I wanted to throw it back to Hypnotic on his original point, because I thought that was very fascinating when you said you could see Game Pass doubling potentially, which would make it $40 to $50 a month in the future, which based off of the way game prices are going, it's not insane to think about down the road. But right now, hearing that, I couldn't imagine anybody being like, yeah, I'm okay with $50 a month on this, because
I was thinking more $39.99, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe there'll be a separate tier that's like, I don't know, some crazy fucking tier for whatever reason at 49.
No, they do like the day one for Call of Duty costs more type thing than the other ones or something like that, right?
Am I the only one that thinks that they're not trying to do that? I see them going the route of like, it looks like they're doing a Sega thing where they want to get out of the console business and just get more into the publishing business. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, but raising the price of Game Pass is not going to be antithetical to that.
I don't think they're going to raise it though. I just don't see that. Well, I would say I don't see that as a smart business.
Within what time period? Because obviously everything is going to go up in price eventually.
Bro. Why would they not raise it? Because
I was going to say that's not smart, but they did raise everything else, so I guess I got to take that back.
So listen, Disney Plus raised it. Disney Plus raised it. They lost 1 million subscribers over about 6 months.
Yeah,
they still raised their price twice in a year, and that $3 increment twice, $6 per whatever. Let's say out of the 150 users or 150 million users they have for Disney Plus, let's say 80 million of them are paying, and the others are free or some part of bundle, whatever. You made all your money back and then some. That's why the profits keep increasing, even though the subscriber numbers keep going down. Game Pass could do the exact same thing. They'll raise the price of their games to $80, knowing damn well nobody's going to pay that shit. They're going to go right to Game Pass. And even if some people unsubscribe from Game Pass because it goes from 20 to 30, because that's really what I'm saying. It'll go from basically, or even like 20 to 40. People, that extra $20 or $10 they get from however few million of people they have, that's gonna make up their losses.
That outweighs the people that leave. Yeah.
100%. This is all the streaming services are doing this if they feel like they have the capability of getting away with it. That's why Netflix did it. That's why Disney Plus did it, and that's why Game Pass is going to do it. Because truthfully, out of all the gaming services that are out there, Game Pass is realistically the best one for gamers because they do give you, AAA games day one. Nobody else does that aside from maybe Ubisoft giving their own games, but those
aren't AAA games.
Well. You're right. They're quad A. There you go. But no, seriously, like nobody gives a fuck about Ubisoft games day one for the most part. But people do want to play Doom day one. You know what I mean? People do want to play Oblivion Remastered day one. Expedition 33 day one. That game's on Game Pass too, and that game should be bought because it's $45.
Meeting that equilibrium might actually be the market value of what it is. Like they keep raising it, they keep losing people, but if they keep outweighing the people they lose until they get to the equilibrium of what the max they can charge is for the most that they get. Maybe we're not even there yet, which is really scary. And all that's going to do is push people out of the market of playing the games, which ironically is what they always push for is, we want to be inclusive. We want to bring more people into they're doing the complete opposite.
Well, they whore themselves out like crazy. Like Game Pass, they give themselves, and to be fair, all these streaming services do. Like they'll always bundle with something. I know Disney Plus is probably the biggest culprit of this, where they give away Disney Plus for anything.
Yeah,
Which is why
if you have
they
Disney Plus, you get Hulu, ESPN, and then I don't know what else.
Discovery,
Yeah,
I
they got
think
a
it
bunch
was.
of
Well,
shit.
what
Animal
more?
Planet, one of those.
Realistically, what more can Xbox offer? If they raise prices to validate the new prices of Game Pass. That
Yeah,
I have to
they
wonder.
gotta come with hand jobs or something, dude, because this is ridiculous.
I think at this point they're that's why
Goonagans.
they focus so much on quantity versus quality. They are trying to, and they've been doing this for a while. They're trying to feed the Game Pass machine. This is why they sacrifice all their best games day one to try to get that person to subscribe for that one more month. They're playing the one more month strategy every single month. So they need something that's going to get people to stay subscribed more so than to actually subscribe. I think at this point they're trying to maintain what they have versus growing, because I think I don't know if it was Phil Spencer. I don't remember who said it, but one of the executives, the bigger ups over there, said that Game Pass essentially has stagnated for the most part. Like its growth has not really been as huge as it's been over the last few years. So they're obviously always trying to grow it, but for the most part, they're just maintaining the success that they have, if you can even call it a success at this point. So,
Yep.
And for them, the hardware never really mattered. The hardware doesn't matter, and that's why they pushed that whole cringe fucking trailer of this is an Xbox, that's an Xbox, that's an Xbox, the toaster's an Xbox, the TV's an Xbox, the fridge is an Xbox. You know, like they push that cringe ass trailer because they want people to start getting in their mind that the hardware doesn't matter. And to be honest with you, when I read like dedicated Xbox websites and watch comments from people, a lot of the hardcore Xbox fans feel really alienated because they invested in the product, they invested in the system, the hardware, what they thought was, supporting Xbox, when really, Microsoft and Xbox didn't give a fuck about you investing in the hardware.
Buying a $500 brick.
In all fairness,
Yeah.
there's Xbox fanboys that are just pearl clutchers. Every
Yeah.
time Xbox does something, they said prior to the series consoles even coming out that their goal was to be on every fucking screen. Every screen, not just Xbox. They said that before Series X came out. There's a lot of things that they still clutch their pearls over, even though Xbox has admitted, yeah, like we're doing this. And it's like,
Yeah.
how many times are you gonna clutch your pearls? Every fucking time they do what they told you they was gonna do. Get either shit or get off the pot already. Like fuck out of here.
Yeah, they're very transparent with, if you really pay attention to what they're saying, they're very transparent in what they're doing and what their goals are. And they are complete. I mean, I think this is probably the first time in, I don't even know how many years, where all three major players in what you would call the consoles or the console wars, even though they're not all warring with each other, all three major players have a completely different strategy from each other at this point. Nintendo doesn't give a fuck what Xbox and Sony does, so they've always been that way. And they're going to continue doing exactly what they've been doing for decades. They're never going to change. Sony is going more with, like, obviously the hardware, because number one, they've been winning, and number two, they're always trying to push the limit, and they don't do the Game Pass day one things. They try to keep the value for their games and get people to actually purchase them. And if not, then they dump them on PS Plus like 6 months to a year after they come out, give or take. Sometimes earlier, but for the most part, that's the average. Game Pass, Xbox is just going completely Game Pass, publisher style, digital games primarily, not too much physical really, and just completely focusing on feeding the machine that is Game Pass to keep that consistent revenue coming in, while they slowly but surely lower the amount of hardware that they're putting out there on the market, because number one, nobody's buying it, so why would you keep making it? And number two, this is not their goal anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
Making a console typically is losing money. And have you played cloud gaming, cloud streaming with Xbox?
I have.
It's actually not terrible, and I think they know that. Like, that is in their mind the future, and they don't want to try to sell a console that they lose money on. So that's why they're like, "Fuck it, let's raise the price. If people buy it, we might make money on it now, and if they don't, who cares? They will get into our ecosystem with their fucking toaster and be able to play our game on it with a controller and game stream it. Like, cloud
Yeah, well,
gaming.
Smash, but like that's a great strategy though, because for people like Ryan, the toaster is probably actually more tough than their PC.
Hey, I was just about to say, I know that's to condemn me, but I played Starfield day
roast.
one, not
That is
on
not
a
something to brag
toaster,
about,
on,
homie.
on a
Condemn.
bigger toaster, on an Xbox One using cloud gaming, and yes, fuck Xbox, but their last greatest victory was stopping Stadia becoming something. Because if Stadia had in fact worked as a concept, I don't think Microsoft and Xbox would even be able to salvage their current position, because the xCloud, they're really leaning on that.
But that's the problem.
I'm
is
using
Google-
Wi-Fi.
Stadia was there, and they proof of concept failed, and
Hmm.
Microsoft's like, yeah, but we can do it better. And I hesitate when I say the streaming is good. What I meant was like if you have a very good connection and everything, all things perfect, it works well enough. I need to qualify that because people are like, oh, I see the comments going. It's like, yeah, if you do stray from a great connection, then yes, it will get blurry. You'll have issues or connection syncing. Yes, I understand that. It's not there yet, but I think Microsoft sees that as the future and that's what they're working towards. And I still have the standpoint of, even if they get there, I don't know if that's going to be what wins people over, because people still, at the end of the day, want to own the products that they use, and they will never win that battle. Will, you're muted.
One thing too that I wanted to point out is that you could with game, you don't need an Xbox to have Game Pass and use.
Correct.
So
Look,
I
if
mean,
the games
like,
are good, people will buy them. If they're just
Yeah.
mass-produced AAA sludge, they won't.
so like hiking up the prices. I mean, like there is just no incentive to buy an Xbox. Period. There really isn't.
Yeah, at this point, Series S was that like jumping in point. That was like, wow, this is a great price for a console, and you can jump into Game Pass. But really, realistically, at this point, your best like bang for the buck is an entry level Steam Deck. And then if
Yeah.
you want to play Xbox Game Pass, you can cloud stream those games on your Steam Deck. And
Which
I
I have
heard
done.
that actually works pretty well.
Yeah, or you could use the you could use the Windows mode, and you can get Game Pass on
Yeah.
there, and then play through the Linux.
But I go
There's
back
no
to
point in playing it.
these
anymore,
price
so.
increases are so they stop losing money on the console sales, because they don't care if they sell or not. So they're like, we might as well make money on them if we're going to be selling them still.
Well, it's all extra money because, like I said before, they have the stock. The stock is theirs. It's sitting at stores. Nobody was struggling to sell. I mean,
Which
nobody was struggling.
bullshit.
Like,
that was
What?
bullshit to say same day we're raising the price. I'm like,
well, that's
wait,
why they
Yeah.
did it
It
because
was,
they
it
know.
was, they try to pretend like they said, oh, this holiday season, they knew some retards weren't going to read everything. But,
Dude.
during the holidays, they're going to raise it. No, today, all the consoles, even the digital entry level
Mhm.
console, your Series S, is even raising price when it doesn't have a disc drive. How fucking dumb is that? Like,
No, hold
It's
on.
insane.
I'm not gonna go on my way to defend like Big Daddy Corporate here or anything.
But
But
it
if
sounds
you're,
like you're about
Here we go.
if you're one of those dipshits that like goes out and buys an Xbox, I'm sorry you did this to yourself. Like you're the fucking retard at that point. So.
I mean, this doesn't affect people that have already purchased an Xbox. Really, it's future sales.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about people in the future that like, oh, hey, it's like Kay was saying, it's the holiday season. I want to get my kid an Xbox. Like, you're fucking dumb. Like, you're retarded. Like, I don't know. I can't even be mad at Microsoft for raising prices if people are going to buy it because they're that fucking stupid. I want people to be smart enough to have not bought Xbox to begin with. So
I've seen,
you're asking
I've
a
seen the
lot.
Series X on sale for $350 USD multiple times throughout the years. So them raising the price to what is it now, 600 is hysterical. to me.
bullshit. That's
hey, if you want an
insane.
Xbox, go to Facebook Marketplace. I'm sure you can find one. So that's the only way to buy one now.
Well, it's ridiculous, man, and that's
Did you
why.
talk about the controller?
No, we're gonna get to that. We got to get to the accessories because that's where it gets even better. So obviously, it's not just the consoles that are going up. The accessories are as well.
Oh my
Now,
god.
the standard controllers are staying the same for the most part. But then even apparently the special limited, the special edition one staying the same. But then when you get to these is when the price goes up anywhere from $10 to I think $20. So you got the limited edition increasing to $89.99 from $79. the Elite wireless controller from $139 to $149, the controller in full from $179 to $199. And the headset's staying the same, though. Don't worry, guys. The headset's staying the same. But the wireless headset, because you got to pay more for less, is $109 to $119, so $120.
Oh yeah.
And for me,
everybody wants an Xbox headset.
yeah, for me, what Xbox makes money on, in my opinion, is their controllers. I think that they know that. Like in terms of accessories, I don't really think they sell much of anything else other than their controllers. Their controllers are utilized by a lot of people, not just Xbox players, but PC players too. Use majority Xbox controllers.
I use a fucking off-brand Xbox controller for my PC, and it works just fucking fine. Like I paid like $40 for it.
I use a PlayStation one.
Well, a lot of people use Xbox.
Yeah,
controllers.
I got a Scuff,
I mean,
and I
there's
got
only one
the
logical place to put a thumbstick. So
I got
fuck
the Elite
Xbox.
Series 2 as well. You know what I mean?
I got the whitest one. It was the cheapest.
Of course,
The
you got the white
Xbox
controller.
Of course you do. The Xbox controller is too big for my hands. I have small hands. With too big.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's never been able to get on with where they put the thumbstick. It basically makes the D-pad irrelevant.
Wait,
The
this is
PlayStation
too big
controller-
for your hands, Sevvy. Well, that's good news for me.
Wow.
Wow, that was predatory as fuck, buddy.
She's
Right,
laughing,
that's-
so it's fine.
He's laughing. That's the
funny.
never gonna happen laugh. I don't know.
Watch out for Ryan hanging out by the back of the bar with a canister of nitrous oxide.
Crazy.
Bro said, "Hey, you like shows, huh? All right, so let's get it in."
I hear you like to laugh.
But in any case, so this is all happening. Now the controllers, I believe, also went up in price May 1st. So the only thing that did not go up in price May 1st was the video games, and they said that that's going to happen around the holiday season. Now, why do you think they're waiting to the holiday season for it to happen? I'm curious to hear
Black Friday
opinions.
Don't, because they're
No,
going to
but
try to
why-
give you the
why wait,
illusion
though?
that they're going to give you the illusion that you're saving money when the prices are increased. So the games are going to be $80, but then they're going to say, no, it's on sale for $60. So now you get to buy it for cheaper. That's exactly what they're going to do.
Right,
I
because
think
they
that's
would have put it on
stupid.
sale. They would have put it on sale for like $50 if the price didn't increase. So now
Yeah.
they can get $10 more and still look like a hero by putting their games on sale.
I think that's a
It's just
surface
the
excuse.
time of year when the kids start going, I want this, I want that. Everyone's conditioned for it. So yeah.
They're also probably expecting like the parents or uncles or aunts, to be like, I have no idea what to buy, so I'm just going to buy this Xbox controller because they don't know any better.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Sheep? What's the?
No, I was saying that I think that's a surface excuse. I think it's more for their investors and stuff. That's why, Black Friday matters so much to companies is because of a lot of their back deal shit or backdoor shit that's going on, or closed door shit that's going on. I think it's less of them doing that shit during the holidays because you can save money, and more of, well, this might benefit us in the long run if we have these kinds of sale numbers to present to our investors and stuff like that. I think it's something completely different.
So I'm on ChatGPT right now, and I just typed it. Should I buy an Xbox? And it's like, whether you should buy an Xbox in 2025 depends on your gaming preferences, budget, and existing devices. Here's a breakdown to help you decide. Pros: powerful hardware suitable for high-end gaming, extensive game library, including backward-compatible titles. Cons: recent price increase to $599.99, and many exclusives are also available on PC, potentially reducing your need for a console if you already own a gaming PC.
Boom.
Which goes back to what I was saying about their whole strategy. Their strategy is very contradictory. They have two different options. One of them makes absolutely no sense if you have the other option.
Yep.
I think at this point they're doing this because they can. Obviously, they just can. They know they can. And they're doing this because it doesn't literally do anything for them. As the worst, it doesn't do anything for them to not do is what I mean. Because as the worst selling console, it's not like you were competing anyway, right? And at this point, if somebody buys your console, now you charge them, because most people buy like the mid-tier ones. So on average, you just made a.
To be fair, it was competing. It's just competing with like the PS4.
Oh,
right. Not even actually. No, not even.
Really?
I think the PS4 has outsold the current. I think the PS4 has outsold the current. Yes, I think so. You
PS4
can look
is
that
one of the
up.
highest selling consoles of all
PS4 is one
time.
of the highest selling consoles. Yeah.
No, I meant
Yeah.
like in the current age. I bet people are buying more PS4s than they are like, even in 2025. They're buying more PS4s than they are fucking Xbox Series whatever.
People are buying more Switches.
Yep.
Fucking sad. So I mean, at this point, for them, it doesn't cost them anything to do this. They could just raise the price, no problem. And whoever they sell to, they sell to. It doesn't matter at this point. Like I said, they're focusing more on their Game Pass. And if they can keep the subscription the same, or at least try to keep garnering more subscriptions throughout the year, and even if it's a 1 or 2% increase, then it's worth it for them. They're trying desperately to play the long game by doing that.
They will never sell a console again unless it's at a profit. I think that's realistic to say, because they're going to wind down their console production. There's no more breaking even. There's no more selling at a loss. That's kind of a thing for all the consoles now. They don't sell at a loss anymore, and if it is, it's so minor. But yeah, I don't think Xbox is ever going to sell another console again unless it's at a profit.
Fair.
I don't think Xbox is gonna ever sell another console again.
I still can't get over the direction of technology and electronics going up in price over time, when we've been conditioned our whole life to be like, yeah, as time goes on, this is all devalued and gets worthless and worthless and worthless. And now it's going with everything, retro included, which I know this isn't part of the conversation, but this move alongside Nintendo is going to bump the prices up of all retro games, and everything is going to be more expensive as well.
It's because them damn black kids in the coal mines and shit be unionizing, and we need to get back to slave labor. The more we can get child labor, lower the cost of shit, and enslave more kids in the third world. We don't give a fuck about them.
We're already at a point where child labor is like, it's so bad that they're paying us for them to work. That's how bad it is.
Crazy.
Yeah, man.
And to be
Start
fair,
saying
though,
them words at children to become millionaires.
to be fair, a lot of these consoles, they don't really make a lot of money on the consoles. You know.
The consoles are loss leaders. It's the games themselves.
Right. I think Nintendo's really the only one that makes money on their console, and even then, it's like not that much. You know, for a lot of these companies, especially Microsoft and Nintendo, software is where they make their money, and accessories are where they make their money. Nintendo makes way more money on accessories than Xbox can ever dream of, but still, Xbox makes good money on their controllers. So at this point, you know, when it comes to the hardware, they're just entry points, you know. But the funny thing is that even if this Xbox was, let's say, a loss, or maybe it was a break even, you know, every unit was a break even. Now it's not. Now you got anywhere from $80 to $100 lead, and for the most expensive one, you got $120, $130 lead on it now. And all you got to do is, you know, even if you sell a couple, it doesn't matter. You're still making money versus losing money or breaking even before. It's a win-win. They don't got to do no effort to do this. There's no effort to match what everybody else is doing anyway.
Yeah.
Zero. You know, and they don't actually have to make anything because nobody was buying their shit anyway for the most part.
Yeah,
so
there's no risk.
they're just making extra money on what was already there.
Buy a Steam Deck. Go buy a Steam Deck. Fuck Microsoft.
I love my
Buy a
OLED,
Steam
by the
Deck.
way. The OLED's amazing.
I bet it looks good.
It actually does. I didn't think it was going to be that big of an upgrade. It actually is. So yeah, that's all it is, man. And I still don't see how, because we have rumors of PlayStation 6 and all this in 2027, and I'm like, why are we talking about PlayStation 6 when this generation is so trash, bro? I don't.
The worst console generation of all time, dog.
Like,
And I don't think it's even close.
It's not. You know, we've had some decent hits here and there, but it's few and far between. Like, this is one of the worst generations, and we're already.
I mean,
talking
are we
about
counting the
PlayStation.
Switch though? Because the Switch is amazing. So
Well,
I'm
the
just
Switch
saying
doesn't
PS5 and
really
Xbox.
count.
No,
I don't
Switch was
really-
last gen though. Switch was last gen.
Yeah. It doesn't really count.
Yeah, I think at
The
this
Wii
point,
U doesn't exist, Smash, in this universe.
Nintendo would like you to think that probably.
I mean, I think it's fair to say that when you look at a console generation that is primarily fucking pushed forward by remasters and remakes, it goes to show that gaming has, at least at this point, peaked. This generation is not the peak of it though. We are on a downturn, so sad to say.
Man, I think gaming in general, like in terms of advancement has peaked. In fact, I think it peaked a while ago. There's
peaked a long time
whether
ago,
it be software, hardware, doesn't matter. I don't foresee it getting better than this in a way that actually fucking matters.
I mean,
I
sad
think
to say,
creatively, it didn't like creatively. It hasn't peaked at all. You know what I mean?
gaming
Like,
peaked when the 1080 Ti came out. It is still the greatest video card ever made. It was the best price to performance. It was so good that the 2000 series Nvidia was like a depression in comparison. And Nvidia fucked up themselves because it basically made that cards, the 1080 Ti, so fucking good that it kind of fucked them inadvertently.
No,
Funny.
real
That's
quick,
crazy
you
to
guys
say.
in the comments, because I'm reading this. I don't think you understand what I mean. I'm not saying the games coming out are bad games. You're like, oh, Expedition 33 proves. No, what I mean is that
hardly
technologically,
the
we
majority.
are not going to get better in any marginal way than we are now.
Yeah.
There's no reason
Gaming-
to keep improving
Yeah.
graphics and shit like that. Like, obviously, games are still going to be good, stories are still going to be good, but the technological advancement is going to be so minuscule that it will not matter.
Yeah, I mean, Leon is correct. Like I was saying, the 1080 Ti was like the peak of gaming because it mastercrafted everything. After the 1080 Ti, they moved into ray tracing, right? This is surface level bullshit. All right, that's what gaming is now with power. It's just to improve surface level bullshit that does not actually matter.
I think that when it comes to gaming, I think over the last 10 years or so, I think advancements in technology were carrying the gaming industry up until the point where it kind of peaked and they really weren't able to be carried by the technology anymore. So that's why the creativity was able to kind of take a back burner a little bit, because people were wowed over the fact of the advancements over the last 10 years. But now it's at the point where you really can't do that anymore. At this point, like Kate has said, creativity's got to shine now, because you can't get carried by the technology anymore, because everybody could do good graphics now. Everybody can, craft a good looking game for the most part. Now you got to focus on creativity and actually figuring out how you're going to make it, number one, different, and number two, entertaining and fun for the player.
I think the great irony
And love or hate
that is-
Nintendo. Love or hate Nintendo and all the shenanigans they're pulling. That's what they've always excelled at. That's why they can get away with putting out a Switch that has lower fucking hardware than the PS4 or Xbox. That's why they can put out games with worse graphics like Mario and Zelda and whatnot, because that is where they excel. They have always prioritized how do we make a game fun, not how do we make it surface level look like it's a technological advancement. I mean, that has always been their bag.
I was going to say the great irony between the place we've gotten to technologically is now that it's more available and easier to program. There's a lot of assistance for people. I feel like it's bred an environment of less creativity because it's opened the market up to people that maybe wouldn't have been there in the past. Whereas opposed to back in the day, you had to have a true vision and passion to get a game from the beginning to the end, more so than ever. So in a weird way, it's almost gone backwards with the creativity because technology has progressed so far.
Yeah, it was making up for their shortcomings. At least it used to anyway, not anymore. And number two, obviously, we already know all the DEI nonsense that has been bringing people in that don't give a fuck about what they're doing, and everything is on their mind other than video games, and yet they're making video games. Is that kind of combination of things has created this environment of people that just don't have the talent to really make a fun or a good game. And they were being carried by their visual effects that just don't matter anymore. People don't care. That's why you have how many video games have come out over the last couple of years that are nowhere near graphical powerhouses that are just super popular, super fun. People love it. Schedule One was a huge one.
Yeah.
Obviously, and even
they're
if
either indie or they're Nintendo. Like that is their answer. They're either indie games or they're Nintendo games. Those are the only ones that are doing exactly.
And they're really good too.
Tears of the Kingdom. Everyone talked about Tears of the Kingdom was chugging on the Switch and whatnot. But guess what? That motherfucker sold copies and people played that for months straight. Oh, and again, you get Schedule One. Like those are your only options.
Yeah, fair enough. So in any case, any final thoughts on Xbox?
Microsoft.
Get wrecked.
Drop the ball for the last time, you fuckers. Get out of the way. You should have lowered the fucking prices. Get rid of your stock.
There has been rumors of Xbox working on a handheld for years now, so I wonder if this is maybe their attempt to move away from this to eventually start prepping for whatever their next thing is. But
It's
after
like me
that,
making hair product. It's not going to work.
well, I was going to say after that next product comes out, I think Microsoft is going to step completely out of the console market and just be a publisher and own a shit ton of studios. I feel like that's
so
what they
Xbox straight up is the Dreamcast 2 Electric Boogaloo. Like,
the Xbox said they're not bowing out of the console race.
Yeah, do you believe
Then their decision doesn't make any sense.
Again,
That's
my
Microsoft.
point still stands though, because I don't believe they are. I'm saying whatever their next console is, which I believe will be a handheld that's been heavily rumored. Once that's out, whatever it does and whatever it is, I feel like that's not going to be successful because it's going to fall in line with everything else that they've been doing that doesn't work with the consumer, and then they'll bow out at that point.
Man, now that Xbox can say that shit, but here's what I think is one of the biggest indications that Xbox is going to go by the wayside in terms of actually creating, making hardware. Is that, but they bought Bethesda. How much they fucking buy Bethesda for? A fucking chunk of change. And what did they say? We're still going to put out Elder Scrolls and Fallout on PlayStation, though. Like, okay, if you had the opportunity to basically have console sellers exclusives, because people will buy an Xbox just for Elder Scrolls or Fallout if they were exclusive to it, but they've openly said no, we're going to still put it out on PlayStation. Yeah, dude, that's longevity of we're just going to go making fucking software eventually.
Well, that's the goal. They said that they want to be on every screen, not that they want every single They said they want to be on multi-billion screens across the world. They didn't say they want to sell multi-billion Xboxes. I think that they will always have some type of piece of hardware that exists in order to put Game Pass on people's doorsteps, but what that item is, if it be a handheld device, if it be a dongle that plugs into your TV, whatever it is, they will at least offer something that will allow you to have access to Game Pass. But that's who knows what that is in the future.
It's stupid.
And I feel sorry for 187 in the chat though. He says, once Halo's on PlayStation, I'm out, bro. Imagine holding out hope for Halo still.
I mean, the issue that Microsoft runs into is that, or Xbox, I should say, in this sense, is that they bought all of these companies and they basically did nothing with them. Like, you don't see anything exclusive from Bethesda on Xbox. You don't see anything exclusive from, like, King. I guess, what was the name of that fucking the Candy Crush?
The Candy Crush.
King. You don't hear anything exclusive. They're basically taking all of those IPs and saying, hey, we're not going to actually do anything smart with these. We're just going to still let them be, cross-platform and so on and so forth. And all of our exclusive stuff, Halo, Gears of War, stuff like that. We're going to not do anything with those as well. And also, any new IPs that we come up with, such as Scalebound or something like that, we're going to shelf it. So they're basically just saying, we're not going to do anything new. We're just taking stuff away from other companies to do stuff with, even though we're not going to do anything with it. Like,
motherfuckers stay mad about Scalebound. Sheep, you bring that up every fucking chance you can, bro.
You don't understand. You don't understand. That was I know you do, kid, but you don't understand. Like, Scalebound was that fucking hype for me. Like, that was
I think it's funny. I agree with you. I just think it's funny that you're like, I will not let this injustice stand.
My thing is Halo. I played the shit out of Halo. Cool. I played the shit out of Gears of War. Cool. There are a couple other whatever fucking other exclusives are on Xbox. Sure. I played a couple. Blue Dragon is another one I played. Tales of Vesperia back when it was on 360 only. Splinter Cell Conviction. I played a lot of those games.
My thing is, it's like, bro, what do you care if Halo is on PlayStation? Like, bro, I'm gonna throw I'm just saying for the people in the chat that's like, oh, I'm out if Halo's on PlayStation. Who gives a fuck? I'm about to throw Xbox gamers in the fucking bin if you have PlayStation console gremlins smoking y'all in Halo. That's all I'm saying, dog. You all ain't worth shit if you letting these console gremlins on the PlayStation side who haven't played actual multiplayer games in over a decade, if they start smoking y'all in Halo, y'all ain't worth shit.
This might be a controversial take. It might be a controversial take. It might not be. A lot of people might agree with it. I don't give a fuck. But I think we're at the age, like Leon said, the age of like the advancement for technology as far as video games is done. We need to just go ahead and squash all this stupid shit and just make everything for everything. Yeah, like that's basically where we are. Nobody's doing anything exclusive anymore except for Nintendo.
Aside from Nintendo, and I'm gonna be real, and this is probably nostalgic. I agree with you with the exception of Nintendo. There is something that is like I want Nintendo to stay exclusive because I feel like that is part of their identity as a company. And I feel like if they were to branch out and be, multi-plat and whatnot, I actually think the quality of the games and stuff would suffer.
Cassie took the words right out of my mouth. That's selfish. Give me Mario Kart on PC. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I don't
port
think
jobs are cheap. Just have people that are competent to do it. It's really that simple.
I don't know, man. Like, I agree. Yeah, you got third-party ports and mods and shit like that. People were playing fucking Breath of the Wild, Here's the Kingdom on the Steam Decks. I get that. I'm just saying that because Nintendo always has some wacky-ass, dev kits and whatnot, if they tried to branch out onto other platforms, I do think the quality of their games
everything is x86 architecture. Everything's x86 architecture. People make this people have been making this argument for years. It literally doesn't matter. All you need is somebody that actually knows what the fuck they're doing to port the game over. Basically, people that care. If you don't care, yeah, you get shitty port jobs. But guess what? Third parties existed forever. It's just, do you have competent people to do port jobs? Do you care that you have competent people to do port jobs? Because everything's x86 architecture. There's really no excuse other than it's really just either selfish or you're just pointing at people that don't know what the fuck they're doing, like Iron Galaxy porting The Last of Us to PC.
Well, see, that was I'm glad you said that because that was the example that I was about to point out. I was like, well, yeah, how many port jobs have fucking sucked lately? Look at The Last of Us on fucking PC. And that's definitely not the only example.
You need to have integrity with what you're doing, like integrity with selling a product. Unfortunately, there's a lot of companies that just don't. I think Nintendo would probably prosper at being a third party company because they do have some integrity.
To be fair, the lack of integrity in gaming is the biggest problem that the entire industry has. So, yeah.
Fair enough.
Big problem.
Yeah. In fact, it's the reason that Expedition 33 is such a success, by the way, is the reason when you turn it on, whether you like JRPGs or not, it just feels different. It hits different. It's like, oh, somebody cared about this when they made it.
Bro, I was playing Chain Echoes a couple nights ago. It's a fucking indie game, JRPG, whatnot. I actually, I think it was Hypno that got for me, by the way. Thank you, homie. I finally popped it on, tried the other night. And, dude, it's fucking incredible. It's like, I feel like I'm back in the PS1, like, sweet coding Final Fantasy Tactics era gaming. I felt the love playing just like the first 30 fucking minutes of the game.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't get that anymore these days. And when you do, you got to really call it out and recognize it. Which is why I think Expedition 33 is so universally loved right now. So
yeah,
let's catch up on super chats really quick, and then we're gonna get to the next topic. Let's do that quickly. Let's try to. The fuck is Kata?
She's heavy.
Oh,
She's
baby!
heavy.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Say hi.
Hey,
Say
hi.
Oh, look at that baby.
Hello.
You baby.
And every ovary exploded.
I was about to tell you I'm about to dip out because she's just gonna keep running in there. So we'll spend time with the baby.
Go hang out with the baby.
Bye,
Bye,
Kata.
Bye, baby.
Y'all have
Kata.
fun. Say bye.
Bye.
Say bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Or don't say
He's
bye.
waving.
Whatever.
Aw.
Aw.
It counts. All right, let's peace out. Let's catch up on super chats. We got Hypno Chair. With a 5, your cheeks are a little cold. Let me warm those up for Sevvy and not you, Hypno.
Jesus Christ.
It's Sevvy.
I think they meant Sevvy.
It's Sevvy, yeah.
Sevvy, not savvy, yeah.
Oh, I'm just reading.
I mean, why not both?
Different people.
Why not both?
Both at the same time. We got the Joker with a 5. What's up, Hypnotic and everyone? How is everyone doing today? Pretty good.
Chilling,
Doing
man.
great.
Pretty good. Can't
Happy to be
complain.
here.
Angmar with a 4.99. I think it's a poor strategy for Microsoft to get out the console business. They just want to be a streaming service. I guess
They're
we'll
not
see.
successful. I mean, even like they can't even expand into different countries. They've been trying their entire existence to have
bad.
a foothold in Japan, and the most successful they've been is with 360 era. You know what that
And that era was a
basically-
failure too, by the way. That's the most successful one. That was still a failure.
No, at least by getting a foothold in Japan. Like for every one Xbox 360 in Japan, there was 10 PlayStation 3s, and we're talking about PlayStation 3. All right, so they're never gonna have a foothold outside of America, and they've lost their foothold.
Is that
in
Like
America?
maybe because
That's
Asians
weird.
hear the word Microsoft and then they're talking about the fucking dicks. Like,
Well, it's weird because Japan culture is like, aren't they like interested in outside stuff? But it's like when it comes to video game technology, they're like, no, fuck anyone else. We're Japan only.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it goes. We got Diz a Chair stream. Bro, what the fuck is this?
Wait,
Diz a
what?
Chair stream
What?
for
I
$189.
that last night as well. I was like, okay.
Is that another Hypno Chair account? What?
That's Diz the Jizzbot, I
It's
think was
Diz
his
the
original
Jizz,
name. Yeah, and he changed it to a Hypno Chair thing. Oh man, we got ENH with a 5. I'm a broke boy, as Pokemon says. I'm switching to PC this year.
Hey, let's go.
You know what's wild? So I'm sure people do realize this, but even though PC is the highest price point of entry for hardware, at the end of the day, you are going to spend way less money overall because the software is dirt cheap on average. And if you want to explore other avenues,
I was gonna say,
you
shit, dude,
can.
Fucking retro games are free if you know how to goddamn emulate. I mean,
Yeah.
you can play if you got a good enough PC. You can play anything at least up through the PS3 for fucking free.
Yeah,
Most
you can.
new
you can-
games are free if you know how to get them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like Epic gives you free games every month. You know, you
Yeah.
just kind of have to look through it, and
There's no
you
subscription
can do
service required.
demos. Yeah, exactly. You get demos. A lot of games are free for sure. They might be free in a trial basis. Like Call of Duty gets like free games like once in a while when they're like just pushing it out. So you get to have it like for free for like maybe like 3 weeks or something like that and try it out the game. Or
Yep.
the games go on sale a lot, right?
Yeah.
So again, PC I think is the way to go, my man.
Plus,
Tons
keep
of
in
key
mind,
sites, man. Tons of them.
keep in mind, you don't pay to play online either. So you're
Yeah,
saving money
exactly.
every year,
Yeah.
you know, on that as well.
I mean, it's the biggest front loaded cost if you want something nice, but you're basically cruising past the front loaded cost.
100%.
Dude, like
I think so.
And when it comes to like retro games, for example, like now I'm into game preservation. I like collecting, like Super Mario World on the SNES. Like I want that cartridge. That being said, how often am I gonna hook up my goddamn SNES? I'm gonna emulate it. I just want the game for the preservation and collector's aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
the convenience. It's like fucking back when compared to an iPod back in the day. Yeah, sure, you had the CDs and whatnot, but you would listen on an iPod for the convenience. The CD was there just so you could put that shit on the iPod and then go on to fucking go.
Yep.
And this is why iTunes put downloading MP3s kind of out in the ground because it became more convenient than piracy.
Dude.
The chat for it too says Ryan looks like Numa guy when he fist pumps. Accurate. Pretty accurate.
Oh my
David
God.
Elias with a 10. My advice, buy a budget AMD build, 350 to 500 combo, and upgrade over time. You won't need to upgrade for the next generation. Install Linux or Tiny 11 for OS. You can run mods. PC Master Race rules. PC Master Race does rule, but people yell at me when I say that. Levistra with a 10. I'm not paying $100 a pop in games. Collector's edition with the statue, a foil book, art book, some goodies. Shut up and take my money. Sweeten the pot, and I'll pay good money.
Yeah. Honestly, that's what collectors want, man. Like what gaming went stupid for me in terms of collecting was when they had collector's edition and they were putting digital codes with the collector's editions with the steel book. It's like the fuck is the point? Do you not understand who the fuck you're selling a collector's edition to a fucking physical collector, you dick face. It made no sense to me.
That's like the most anti-consumer move, and you can tell the people making those decisions are giving the middle finger to the people buying it. Like, it's not just the journos that hate the customer, it's also the people making these collectors editions that hate the customer.
Shrinkflation hits everything. I mean, it's basically
Just reminded me.
pay us more for a little bit less than what we used to get.
Yep.
I'm into preservation too. Here's Super Mario World.
That's not
Very
Super
nice.
Mario World. That's some off-brand Super Mario World.
I think you'll find this is the Japanese
Famicom?
and the PAL style.
Yeah,
They-
that's a PAL copy.
yeah. They decided to undo the mistake they made with the American version when they released it in the UK.
What was the mistake in the American version?
Yeah, that's why the American version of the Super NES is the only one that looks like that.
What was the mistake?
We're special. That's why.
Special is an understatement.
The PAL version costs way less than the US versions for some reason. Go figure. But
Cinefe with 5 months. You get Xbox, they win. You get PlayStation, they win. You get a PC, they also win. The only way we can win is to outlast them, like with Disney. Vote with your wallet.
Yep.
There you go. We got Cranky Cad's Corner, Old Man Cad for a 5. Glad to see Smash here after Raids Frizz said that his career was over. Greetings, panel. Always good to see this crew together as always. Welcome. Yeah, why are you here, bro? You're fucking cooked.
His career is over. I'm one of his guests now, so that's career ending.
Whoa.
I forgot.
I totally forgot I shouldn't be here. I totally forgot I was canceled. Whoops.
Is this when I say I'm allowing you to stay here or something like that?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Look,
okay.
I
All right.
wish I could stream in black and white. How do I do that, by the way?
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that tweet, I was laughing for like 20 minutes straight.
Yeah, we got hit with the craziest thunder just now. It was like some shit out of the Scooby Doo intro. Holy fuck!
Career.
I know.
That was
I was
so
like,
fucking
okay,
cringe.
then talk about God complex.
I've never seen anyone actually act unironically like that. Like,
It's more like anime main character kind of a thing.
Only got some
Seriously,
fucking
it's
sense,
like
bro.
fucking-
I lost like 20 plus 25 subs on my video talking about the Razorfish shit.
Damn.
It's
Well,
like
I
some
mean, if you
dick
didn't know any
dastardly
better,
vaudevillian shit.
He has some very passionate.
I'm not gonna lie. If you didn't know any better, you would have thought he had the Death Note. Like, so I've just been letting, I've just been letting you live.
Right.
Don't worry.
Yep.
You forgot to thank me.
It's all good. Xavier
Really
Octavius of
serious.
499 got. Yo, Ryan, fix your fucking camera, bro. Your shit is like spazzing out. It's so annoying. Xavier with a 499. Guys, can we talk about this all day action? Is what I needed. Boycott Xbox. There you go.
When Ryan's camera moves like that, it makes you feel like a prisoner tied to a chair, and whichever way you turn your head, there he is.
Seriously.
Anytime
the
Ryan's on
bistro,
the screen, I feel like a prisoner tied to a chair.
the bistro with a 20. But most importantly, don't put in the EULA that I don't own my game or take it offline after guarantees it will be on till 2099 in a lawsuit against you. I buy game, I own it physical or digital. Looking at you, Bethesda and Ubisoft. Yeah, they did bring up the 2099 thing in the lawsuit against them with the crew. I think it was the crew they brought that up because the key, was licensed until 2099. So basically, they kind of put themselves in a little bit of a bubble, saying that you will have access to this game until 2099, and by taking it down, I mean that violates the you will have access part till 2099. So it's interesting. The lawyers and their little loopholes,
Well, it also violates the you buy it, but you actually don't own it, and it's like, well, what am I buying then? And then it kind of says, hey, if that's what they're gonna do, if I don't own my games, then you don't get my money. I will sail the high seas. That is the transaction on how this works.
Well, that's why they're putting all these all the software in games.
Sega did something interesting with Sonic Generations when Sonic Generations the remaster version came out, and they were like, we're delisting the game from Steam, but if you already own it, you will continue to own it for life. We're not going to remove from your library, make it inaccessible, unplayable, things to that effect. And like that's not ideal. I feel like they shouldn't be delisting it to begin with to sell the new remaster version and whatnot. But the fact that they at least were like, we're not going to take it from you because you purchased it. I've played the 2 back-to-back just to see how it's been upgraded, things to that effect. And I think that's at least better than what a lot of these other companies are doing.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Eric Jenkins 499. There is a plan to buy out either Sony or Nintendo to control the market. Wait, who's going to buy out Sony or Nintendo?
Microsoft ain't buying no fucking Sony or Nintendo.
They're not buying either one of them.
It leaked in when they were doing the Activision purchase that in the documents that Microsoft was making attempts to try to have purchase conversations with Nintendo, and they got laughed out of the fucking room.
Yeah, Nintendo's not. Are you kidding me, man? Nintendo Pro.
It's weird. It's
Nintendo
hard to have this discussion when the company, first of all, is in another country. So that's kind of that's a problem all in itself.
Plus, they got that Nintendo war chest. When the apocalypse comes, it will be cockroaches and Nintendo that survive.
It's insane, man. Xbox, Microsoft, you spend $7 billion on ZeniMax, and Bethesda, you spend what, $70 billion on Activision Blizzard King. Stop buying everything. Actually make something
Disney
with what you have.
It's what Disney did, and Disney just ruins everything they touch. So
What next?
yeah.
700 billion for Nintendo or something? It's like, goodness me, stop buying everything.
Well, I think after their recent acquisition of Activision, Blizzard, or the combination of that, I don't think they're gonna. I think they're done buying for right now. Pretty sure. David Elias with a 1080 Ti video card, 2016, still running strong today. I have a 3080 Ti for my newer PC, and they both run laps around PS5 and Xbox shit. Break free SNH. Break free? What do you mean? We don't. Most of us don't use consoles.
Yeah,
as the primary.
Yeah, I already switched to PC like 3 years ago.
I only use PC.
Yeah, we
Only
are
console I play
majority
on it
PC
is
gamers.
fucking- Yeah, like Nintendo
And
consoles.
it really felt. Sorry, it really felt the console gremlins, if you like. The fact that we've all converted to PC. A lot of us started on consoles. Not
that's
on
why
PC.
they'll call us grifters all the more. In the console gremlin community, yeah, they just outright call PC gamers grifters now. It's
And
fucking hilarious.
Just literally showed a fucking like 1991 copy of Super Mario World from my Super NES. Like, bitch, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If I'm playing on PC now, it's because there's a valid reason.
Did you say Super NES? Like,
my-
is that how everyone says it in like the UK and shit? You guys don't say SNES?
I actually say SNES, but I found most Americans said Super NES, so that's really weird that you're the one saying that to me.
Yeah, I've never heard an American say
I've
Super
always said SNES, and then I never heard an American say it until just now. So
Yeah,
that's why
I do.
I
I've
adapted.
only ever said SNES my whole life, and that was my first fucking console. Like,
So it's more proof that the Brits do what we do. Okay, fair enough.
No, I've said NES before that. NES, SNES, yeah. Weird one.
We do lots of things together.
It's funny, man. You know, a lot of people
We
that
win
yell
wars
at me in
together,
my
too.
comments about being grift or whatever, chances are my Steam account's almost as old as they are, which is fucking
Yeah, that's
wild.
true.
Crazy.
oh, dude, yeah.
These
Then we got
guys
the
are helping me to
psychopaths
look
in the
like
chat,
mine is.
like Demaculus, who says, "I say SNES." Like, you people are weird.
Yeah, the NES, the
Yeah.
SNES, the
Yeah,
N64.
Some of these same people that are quick to call you a grifter are the same people that they'll brag about having all these platinum trophies on PlayStation. Meanwhile, most of them are for shovelware garbage. You basically pay like $2, get a platinum in an
Easy
hour.
trophy. Yep.
Yeah, those, and then a lot of their platinums are also post PS3 platinums, whereas PS3 platinums were actually a lot more difficult than PS4 and beyond. So these type of fucking cunts that are retarded. So.
Sounds about right. So we got Denariah for a $9.99. Raising prices either offsets losses or aims for growth, like tax hikes. But as seen in the UK, when things get too pricey, people stop buying and revenue drops instead of rising. Well, that's what Smash was saying about the whole equilibrium part. Like, at what point do we get so expensive? Like, let's say we're talking about Game Pass. At what point do we, when you raise the price, now we start seeing it drop because people are just like, well, I'm out. Like the value. At what point does the value proposition no longer favor them?
And it may not be like a money thing. It might be a time thing. Like if there are no good games coming out in like 2 or 3 months, it might be too much right now. Like they don't even know. That's the thing. People might just drop it because they're like, why am I paying this every month?
Right.
I mean, right now,
I would pay $20-$30 a month to play South of Midnight. I'm just saying, like.
I mean, to be honest with you, oh my god. But when it comes to current day Xbox, Game Pass, it is worth it. I mean, you have to objectively say, hey man, look at all these fucking games. Like you had freaking Oblivion and Expedition 33 come out within the same week, like Stealth Drop, and then an underrated fucking banger, right? Come out, and then next, this month we're getting Doom: The Dark Ages. Like it as of right now, it is worth it to have Game Pass, and I think that Xbox is trying to judge how badly this affects them, the situation they put themselves in, and to just basically plan when they're going to really raise these prices, because all these prices go up eventually when it comes to this stuff. So They're just gauging the reaction to this. If nothing different changes, because it's not like people are running out to buy, an Xbox console or Xbox games to begin with. So if nothing changes, like they'll probably up the price of Game Pass. But if they do
They
see
would if the prices were fucking dropped.
I don't think they're going to.
Nah, they like it's crazy because back 15 years ago it was cool to have a 360. Like it was legitimately cool.
It was.
Now you are a loser being an Xbox gamer, and that's not me saying that. That's like how the perception of being an Xbox gamer is. Like you're perceived by society as a fucking loser for being an Xbox gamer nowadays. Like it's crazy, or you're broke. That is the general perception. It's a shame that it's like that because at the end of the day, gaming's gaming. But that's the perception of being an Xbox gamer now, whereas 15 years ago was completely the opposite. You were the fucking cool kid. You were the dude, bro. Like that was the perception, and it's changed so drastically due to Xbox's own actions.
Never go full Bud Light.
Try your best. Jason Alator, 13 months, and without a PC, they have nothing. PC Master Race. Shout out to you, man. David Elias with a 2. No homo. Thank you, dogs. Will, Brian, Smash, and Kata. Damn, bro. All right. I'll just go fuck myself then. It's fine. David Elias for 4 months. Just a reminder, every platform comes to PC at some point. And while you work through your library, buy these games at a discount.
Yeah, I like this David Elias guy. Holy shit, brother.
Eric Jenkins for 199. How is the Scuff controller? The Scuff controller, nice.
Scuff's good. Yeah, they're expensive as fuck, but people like them.
Yeah, they're really good.
Eric Jenkins, 189. PC is expensive build though, so well the thing is, like I said, the hardware, if you want like a top tier rig, obviously you're gonna spend some good money up front, but you could survive just simply on Epic Game free games and insane Steam sales about 5 times a year. Like you could spend $100 to $150 every few months on Steam sales. Even if you don't want to go to 150, let's say 100.
Mm-hmm.
You spend $100 on Steam sales every few months. With that $100, you could probably get 4 to maybe 6 games, depending on how what kind of games you buy. You seriously could have like crazy. That's usually when I buy my games, is during Steam sales, almost exclusively.
Like Titanfall 2 is $2.
And Eric, you can
get
my code.
It's so cheap.
I think it's a lot of like console gamers, and I'm glad that they think this way. But a lot of them, in their mind, it's like either I get the best or I don't want it when it comes to PC, and they can't afford the best. So I can't afford the best off rip. I can't afford to just run out and buy the most expensive rig on the market, from one of these fucking pre-built websites. I can't do that. I'm buying piece by piece, and I'm going to build it. I'm going to save more money, and I'm going to buy at my pace. But a lot of these console gremlins, they're just like, either I get the fucking 5090 with the top tier processor and the water cooling and all that shit. Otherwise, I'm not fucking with it. Or what's even worse is they'll be like, PC is garbage otherwise. And it's like, are you good, bro? Like, this is why you don't belong here. Stay on your piece of shit console that has roaches stuck in it, please.
Dude, like I was cruising Steam last night and I was like, oh fuck, because of May the 4th, Star Wars weekend, like all the classic George Lucas era Star Wars games are on sale. Like, dude, Bounty Hunter Remastered, it's like $4 right now. Force Unleashed, it's like $5 right now.
Really?
The Steam sale for Star Wars right now is off the chain. I'm gonna be spending so much goddamn money. Well, I'm not gonna spend so much money. I'm gonna be getting so much shit, and it's gonna cost like $25.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a lot. Good.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, again, like, I agree. If you're gonna buy everything, like, the best that it is right now, it's gonna be very expensive, but the idea is you build on it. You get stuff that runs the games that you want to play right now, because if you look at the game, it says what the minimum requirements are, and that's not going to be expensive. And then you buy the parts and you put them in the computer. Slowly, it's not that hard.
Yeah. Even now, a lot of people are concerned about graphics card and VRAM. And don't get me wrong, VRAM is a general concern right now at modern gaming, but really everything is processor focused now. If you don't have a good processor, your games are going to run like ass. Like for me, my next build is going to be GPU bottlenecked on purpose because one, I'm a content creator, I need the processing power for streaming, And also, a lot of fucking games now are CPU intensive more than ever before. So, I mean, you know, people are always concerned about the graphics card pricing. That's not even the biggest concern, really.
You can just buy a gaming laptop.
No,
Plug it in.
do not listen to Ryan.
Listen to
Don't
Ryan.
listen
He's
to Ryan.
fucking retarded.
No, don't do the gaming laptop.
Unless you want to get
never use a laptop.
No, only do desktop.
Yeah.
Okay, assemble your PC piece by piece, Eric Jenkins, then fuck up and call these guys. That's what Atreus did. Remember when he built his fucking PC?
And guess what?
What's this?
Yeah, but
Look
that's
at
not an
look how many
excuse to
problems
limit
we have.
yourself to a fucking 15-inch screen or a
I have
pre-built.
3 15-inch screens.
If you're just
What,
starting with the
inside
laptop,
you?
that's fine. If you're
They
starting with a
should.
laptop, that's fine. But like,
Don't do it.
Like, no, if
There's
you're
no
starting with a
point.
laptop, that's
It's got
fine.
no scalability.
Only if you're get a $300 laptop and play Maple Story. Have fun, brother.
I'm playing games on. I mean, yeah, I'm having struggles with like Monster Hunter, and that's fine enough. But I'm playing a bunch of other games on my PC. I'm on my laptop. It's fine if you have a laptop.
Lag your way through Dustborn.
you
That's
already
what you
spent-
should do.
If you already spent the money, it is what it is. It's already money spent, right? But if you're planning to do something, I would highly not recommend a laptop because you're paying more for portability that most people don't even use a laptop portably, unless you really do need to use a laptop portably. But that's not really a thing for the most part for PC gamers that are using a laptop as a gaming laptop.
My bad.
Man. I just added like 1 million Star Wars games to my wish list.
Dude, I did the same thing last night.
Let's
Like,
go
fucking hell.
to
Some
let's
of
go to
them are-
Rumble. We're gonna pivot to Rumble really quick. We got Snooty Mims for a 5. Microsoft is kind of stupid. Sony and Nintendo, the ones with a much larger player base. Xbox has what to offer. Halo, Gears of War. Xbox is starting to look more and more like Sega. Well, I mean, they want to go the same route. You know, I'm telling you, they've been wanting to bow out of the console wars for a while now. So
I mean, people bitched about Xbox being always like the whole thing was Halo, Gears, and Forza. Halo, Gears, and Forza. Like it was a meme at that point. But now there is variety, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. I mean, they did have to buy 2 fucking publishers in order to have variety, but there is variety now.
And when Sega got out of the console business and partnered with Sammy, it was the best thing that ever happened to them from a financial point of view. Sega are now in a
Were you even
very
born then?
strong position.
I was going to say,
Yes,
yeah,
I was
he
a little
like
boy.
4 years old or something.
Adam Jubin for $1. Microsoft has stated Game Pass will not be going up in price, even though everything else is going up in price. I call bullshit on that. I'm telling you, I don't believe that's going to happen.
That's
I
what
do
you
not-
say right before you raise the price of something. By the way,
It might stay the price that way for this year, maybe, but it's
That's
going
being
up.
generous this year. Wait till winter. Let's see what they do.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm giving
Prices-
it like that's the maximum.
Right.
Well, yeah, did you remember back like the very first time Netflix ever raised prices? If I'm recalling correctly, they were like, for those of you that are paying the low price, you're grandfathered in. Your rate won't raise. It's only new customers. Then what happened? A couple years later, you guys are grandfathered in. Yeah, you're getting your shit raised too. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
Prices usually get increased, you know, at the start of every new financial year. So
If they said that, they're saying that to keep the storm as quiet as possible. That's it. Because they already know the prices being raised on the consoles, the accessories, and the games are causing a lot of controversy right now. So they're saying, hey, guys, don't worry. We won't fuck you on Game Pass yet. But don't worry. It's coming. It's 100% coming. Anti-Federalists paying with $1. Is it any wonder that the software companies dropping their hardware? The thing they don't get is their console didn't sell because it didn't have single-player games. PlayStation is making the same mistake. Fair enough.
I mean-
Adam Jubin, go ahead.
It's that the games were just bad for a really long time. Xbox was the hub on 360 for multiplayer gaming. You'd play all your sports games on there online. You'd play Call of Duty, Battlefield. You'd play Halo and Gears. 360 was the multiplayer hub of gaming. It had the greatest party system at that time. So it's not even necessarily the type of games. It's that there for a long time there were no good games and everyone abandoned them because they didn't have anything to offer on Xbox One specifically, and it took them buying 2 entire fucking publishers in order for them to have a consistent release of games and then some good games, some bad games still, but at least not everything is shit like it was Xbox One gen.
I do want to pivot for a moment to shit on Sony. Just shit on Microsoft so much. Just one quick funny ass thing about Sony.
Here we go.
So I went and saw that trash ass fucking Until Dawn movie earlier this week. And like, you know how
why would you do that?
Because I was going to be on a stream reviewing it with Nadia, and so I need to see it. I used a gift card, so I didn't have to pay for it. But anyway, you know how like the MCU, the Marvel movies, they have like all the Marvel characters, and it comes together to make like the Marvel logo. Sony tried doing that for the beginning of their Sony universe, but only had like 6 fucking characters because that's the only thing people know Sony for.
Yeah,
Oh my
Sony, they don't have a
God.
big enough
That's
universe,
so bad.
unfortunately. Adam Juman for $1. All 3 systems are overpriced 10-year-old computers. Fair.
He's not lying.
Yeah.
Adam Juman for another $1. As an investor, sheep is right. My Microsoft stock will go up with the games being sold in every system. Anti-Federalist paying with $1. You're poor. Get in the pods. Work for us. You don't deserve entertainment. Raise the prices. The poors are having fun and fighting back. We only need the rich whales. Fair.
I mean, bro, build a PC and go steal like a real man.
Go sail the high seas. Anti-Federalist paying with a 5. Nobody really cares about graphics. If 2024 proves anything, it's that people want good gameplay, good characters. Power World Schedule 1 pretty is nice, but as a selling point, it's negligible. That's what I'm saying. It's lost its allure. Like these people were able to get away with a lot of shit because the advancements were happening so fast. People were oohed and awed and wowed over what they were seeing on screen, but that's lost its effect now. And now they got to go back to actually providing an experience that people want to play, you know? So I get it. Butter Biscuit for $1. Been PC gaming for 11 years and haven't looked at a console since. I switched to Bazlight. Am I saying that right? Bazlight, a Linux distro, and it's been even better. Got a Radeon 7900 XTX GPU and a 4K monitor. Game looks great on it. Nice. Problematic White Guy for $1. TBF. JT's career may be over, but JDA may actually be trolling over in the FFS Discord, so he must be pretty desperate, as well. Also, fuck YouTube. It's an exploitation ghetto. Rebel Revolution. Man, he is.
You gotta be bottom of the barrel, seriously, to go after people I try to prop up. Yeah.
Adam Truman for $1. The price right now for a base game system is almost as much as my mortgage payment every month.
Damn.
So your mortgage? Wait, what? Your mortgage is $100. Oh, because he probably has a paid off house and just pays a little bit of taxes or whatever.
That's low shit. What the hell?
Probably lives in a fucking Nex. I don't know. But good shit. Good for him. Oh, he also gets the veteran discount, I'm sure, from taxes. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Adam Juman with $1. I bought a gaming laptop because it's what I could afford. I could play Black Myth Wukong. Nice. As long as you can play your games, who cares? Gray the Merchant for $1. Got my PC 5 years ago pre-built. I have a brother who knows how to build PCs. Recently, he built his top-tier PC after years of patience and sniping deals on marketplaces. It is worth it in the long run. I would agree with that. And then Smash AT for $1. Ryan was born 1 year before Google existed.
Thank you for your
1 year after.
donations.
Google was founded in 1998. Ryan was
just 1 year, huh?
99.
And
So he's 1 year. He's 1 year younger than Google.
Nice.
Yeah, I said he was born before it.
No, he was born after it. He was born in 99.
Wait. I thought we figured out last night it was the other way
No,
around.
no, you were wrong then too. I was trying to tell you in your chat.
Anyways, whatever I just said.
See how I manipulated you, Smash, into making a fool out of yourself?
Damn right.
I thought it was just the wine, but now I'm not sure.
No.
Adam Juman says his
pattern
mortgage
here.
is $850 a month. Adam Juman said.
It's beer.
Adam Juman said his mortgage is $850 a month.
Oh wow, that's actually cheap for a mortgage.
That's not bad.
What's that like?
Not bad at all.
No, like if you think about it, rent by itself, rent can be $2,500 over here in Minnesota.
In Minnesota?
In Minnesota, yeah.
It's crazy.
2,500?
Yeah, for like a 1 bedroom, not like a studio.
Oh my god.
Close to San Diego. 2,500? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man, it makes
Yeah,
people
it's
so
fucking
angry when they
crazy.
find out what my rent is.
Oh my god. Is your rent like $400?
It's like $450 a month for a 5-bedroom house.
Oh,
God,
Wait, what?
Jesus.
4,200? How much?
Yeah.
How much?
Well,
Thank you, Hypnotic.
450.
Well, the question is, how badly do you want to leave the country?
$450?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
How
you
badly
can't
do
get,
you
like, a
want? How
telephone
badly do
booth
you
in
want
the
to leave
States for
America?
that.
That's the question. How badly do you want to leave America?
Yeah,
I
not
mean, the
that bad.
Philippines is like Timu America, so it's not that bad.
You say no. You can't say Timu America and then say not that bad. Come on, dog.
I know.
Except of course the women aren't as
You need to tell
entitled.
me I paid $450 to get a
Don't end up
picture
in
of
jail,
what
damn it.
my house will look like. Come on.
Just don't end up in jail.
I know where we're all retiring.
To be fair,
Yeah.
don't. This is one time I will say don't listen to Kino Casino. Their coverage of that whole Vitaly Philippines thing is really, 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 really short-sighted. Like you have to be the world's biggest dick to end up in prison in the Philippines as a foreigner.
Yeah.
Benjamin's trying to summon Sonichu, so we're just gonna stop that.
Hey, you got to read the super chat, bro.
How the fuck am I gonna read that, bro?
I will read it for you.
No,
Oh,
don't
no,
read it.
don't do
You're not
that.
summoning Sonichu. We got Secret Final Boss with it too. Have Chat GPT on SNH next. It's on point. It's possible.
Not
David
worth
Elias
it.
with a 5.
Not worth it,
2026. 2 SMC labs are being built in the U.S. Taiwan, China, Vietnam, Singapore, and
Yep.
Malaysia will lower prices soon. Tariffs will drop overproduction.
Yep.
No, so
Yeah,
even if the
yes
tariffs
and
drop,
no.
I'm telling you, the prices will stay the same.
I'm telling you too. This is the same story that we've been hearing for years. Oh, there's going to be more labs built, more chips coming out, and then nothing ever fucking changes. Like
It's the same
every
excuse they did
year.
with COVID.
Yeah.
You just described the world smash. All
I
these
know.
promises, nothing ever changed.
Nothing changes.
No, this is just an excuse for them to make more money. It's not about the tariffs. It's really not. They just want more money.
Well, the tariffs are.
I mean, I think it's important because with the chips they're talking about, the only one that produces them really is like fucking Taiwan. So it's
That
like,
is insane.
and with the concern of China taking over Taiwan, Taiwan's responsible for like 80% of production. So like, yeah, it's important to make this shit in other places. All right.
Like,
It's
Yeah,
also
but that's
important
been
to
a
bomb China.
concern.
Just throwing that out there. Also important to bomb China.
Yeah, but that's been a
yeah.
concern like for like the last like 50 years or something. You know, like it's been there
America gave up
forever.
all their means of production. That's why we fucked ourselves.
Yep. Exactly.
Sure did.
Got to correct.
They're
gotta
everywhere.
self-correct. It is what it is.
David with a 2. Eric Jenkins buy a gaming PC for less than 500. What is that? Steam Deck? David Elias for a 2.
Yeah.
Eric Jenkins, no, it's more powerful than an Xbox and PS5. Miss Lunatic for 189. This console generation was woke, broke, and a freaking joke.
Damn.
Fair enough.
True.
Old Man Cad with a 5. Gaming is becoming the movie industries. No original ideas anymore. Just remastering the good stuff and hoping it will sell. Fair.
Well, the problem is it has been selling.
Some of it. And then Old Man Cad gifted 5 memberships, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You fucking legend. Xavier Octavius for a 489. Did you guys hear that Ready or Not is coming to consoles? I believe this game is going to put consoles back at the forefront.
I hope
Guess we'll
so.
see.
I don't think anything is going to do that now.
We'll see. David Elias with a 2. Dogs 100% about exclusivity. It's irrelevant now. James out with a 10. NVIDIA changed focus. It's not that technology is not advancing. Is that they moved to AI over gaming. Microsoft is too. They are moving to AI-powered ARM processors. Gaming hardware is coming in second.
Well, I mean, there's a reason for that, though. It's because they have plateaued when it comes to the actual hardware. So they're leaning into AI to try and continue progress, but it's actually having negative benefits right now because it is a struggle. It's a struggle bus to improve AI.
Oh, yeah.
Struggle bus.
Scott Jackson for a 5. I'm just waiting for Ready Player One to be a reality at this point.
Oh, that'd
Well,
be
I was going
crazy,
to say
man.
earlier, this kind of plays into it. Like, I feel like we've plateaued with graphics and gameplay for the most part. There are standout titles, of course, but that happens every few generations where they plateau and then there's a big leap, and then they plateau and there's a big leap. And we are living in a plateau right now, and we don't know how long it's going to last.
Look at fucking Uncharted 4 on PS4 when they first showed that game off. That game looked more advanced than any fucking thing else visually. And guess what? There's games that come out today that are AAA, super high quality, ultra quadruple A video games that still don't look as good
They
as
can't
when they
match it.
showed off Uncharted 4 for the first time.
Yep.
We got David Elias with a 2 at Leon. Nintendo emulator better equals better Nintendo. Stop.
Nope. Disagree. I mean, for their older shit, sure, absolutely. But no, I want to play my Nintendo games on Nintendo hardware because I respect Nintendo as a company. I want to actually play games like natively on Nintendo hardware. I'll play old school shit on an emulator, absolutely, but yeah, no, I like Nintendo as a company.
There you
I
go.
like them a lot less than I used to.
Hypno's dog for it too. Play with me, Lord. Play with me. This dog is crazy. Hypno's dog with a 5. Can I get a Numa dancing racist, please? Daddy Hypno doesn't love me anymore. I'm so lonely.
Aw.
Everybody is scared of me. I'm only a 12-foot tall puppy, man.
Aw.
That sounds scary.
Puppy man.
Well, fuck it out.
And I can't play this
It's like a
song's
house.
copyright. Razor Burn with a 2. Sevvy. Okay, you read this. It's for you.
No sabes hacer arepas? Shame. I do. I know how to make arepas.
It's easy. It's fucking flat
I
bread
know.
fried.
And they're the best. I love arepas. They're so good.
And then we're going to stop here because I want to get to the last topic before anybody has to go. We got our cuz with a 10 membership banger, my friend. Thank you so much, our cuz. I appreciate you. You are a legend, my guy. All right. Let's get into this. Let's get to the topic of layoffs and journalists and, you know, all Smash JT's favorite topic, basically. So as I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard all throughout the week, there's been essentially a bloodbath everywhere. It's been pretty wild. I didn't expect to hear all of this in the same week.
Careful, you can't say bloodbath. CNN will say you're calling violence.
Well, whatever. Fuck them. We got Polygon being sold off to Valnet or something like that. Basically the same company that owns the Gamer and Game Rant. So for whatever reason they're buying Polygon, maybe they're just buying a name, but they fired pretty much almost everybody. With a couple of people staying on, but you know, it's not nowhere near as many as they had, you know, when it was Polygon on its own. Polygon got basically shuttered for the most part. And then we got Giant Bomb, which I'm sure Smash was, you know, I don't want to
I had a
say
celebratory wine that night. It was
yeah, I don't want to use the word happy, but you know, maybe he poured an extra cup of wine that night. I'm just saying, you know, like
maybe.
So Giant Bomb, ironically named, bombed and imploded from within, and essentially what it seems like happened was the people who owned Giant Bomb wanted to take the company and the podcast in another direction. That what direction that may be, we don't know. Outside of it's seemingly more family friendly, they wanted to stop the cursing. They wanted to kind of control a little bit more of the topics towards. It seems like strictly kind of like what Geo Media tried to do with Kotaku, where they wanted to ironically focus on gaming. Right? It's like wow, what a concept, right? But the people who were doing the podcast were not exactly very happy about that, and they decided to all just abandon the fucking show essentially at this point. So there's a couple of back screen people that I believe are still at Giant Bomb, but the faces of the podcast are gone. So I forgot the other guy's name, but Jeff Grubb is one of them. Who's Reichardt? Is it Reichardt? Something like Reichardt? Yeah, that guy's gone. Basically, everybody that was in the room with Alyssa Mercante during her Frost moment is now out of a job, ironically.
She has that effect.
Not everyone.
Almost. I said almost everyone.
Rebecca
Almost.
Valentine's still at IGN. Ethan Gosh is still at wherever the hell he is.
Italian.
But outside of that, there's been a lot of people.
Yeah, the people who were anybody who was in that show who was actually involved with Giant Bomb is now out of a job. Outside of Alyssa Mercante, who is not involved with Giant Bomb, but is still out of a job for other reasons. So it's been a pretty wild situation, and on top of that, too, there's been studio layoffs. EA fired 400 people, maybe a little bit more than that. Respawn, out of that 400, Respawn lost a little over 100 or a little under, give or take. You know, they got 2 games being canceled. They got the rumored Titanfall game, extraction shooter, being canceled. It's fucking crazy. The layoffs are just like everywhere. And while the studio layoffs were expected, the journalist ones I did not personally expect. So I would like to start off with Smash to give his thoughts on, you know, the news of the layoffs from journalists and especially Giant Bomb. I mean, what are we thinking? You know,
the Giant Bomb one caught me completely off guard. Polygon, I'm not surprised about. But
I'm
yeah,
gonna
Giant...
AFK by the way for like 5-10 minutes. So just take over. You guys take over.
All right. Yeah, I covered before Ryan joined last night, I covered a Nintendo Life article talking about like empathizing and sympathizing with the loss, and if anyone can just maybe put a good word in, throw some money at these people, and if you're a company, maybe hire them. And my approach to this whole situation is just like, no, this is not how the world works. You don't just like fail at something and because you're friends with someone else, you get another chance at it. It's like the world is a very harsh place. It's a very dog eat dog world, especially in the world of gaming. And for those that don't know about my background, I did spend about a year and a half being a recruiter in the game industry. So I've seen a lot of challenging situations, specifically in the game industry, with actual tangible positions of hands-on making the games. We're talking about people that are just writing stories about them. And that option has been basically minimized because of YouTube and the rise to prominence of people talking about it and giving their own spin and thoughts on it, which is what these people used to do. And they were the only voice for the industry. And now it's the dynamic of that has completely shifted to giving everyone a voice to it. Like anyone in the chat right now can just start a YouTube channel and talk about what they're thinking about. And that is was that?
Just, yes, absolutely agree with you. That's all, man.
So that is the biggest threat to their success right now. And I would argue, sure, they might think they hate me for other reasons, but deep down, the real reason why they hate me is because they see the truth and the reality, but they don't want to acknowledge it. And that is all the effort, all the time, all the years of schooling and everything they put into getting to where they are is meaningless because of this. And that's my take on it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if Hypnotic's back yet, but Will, if you got something.
No, I went on a similar rant about that some time ago as like the reason why Mercante and people like her are so felted is just literally that. The fact they went by the book, so to speak. You know, you go to university, you get indoctrinated, you come out, you graduate, you get some Nepo handout, and you end up working for a website writing activist trash instead of journalism. And at a certain point, legit journalism starts to appear in the wild. People who are genuinely interested and have an earnest interest and passion for the subject matter start talking about it. And little by little, as technology becomes more available and audiences begin to gravitate in that direction, you become more and more legit, to the point. I mean, I see people trying to insult you, Smash, in particular, saying like, oh, he thinks he's a journalist. It's like, he reports the news, he breaks stories. That is literally journalism. What do you think journalism is?
I think it's a
slur. To be fair, for legal
It is
purposes,
now.
It is
for legal purposes, I am not a journalist. I'm an internet retard. I want to be clear about this.
yeah, right. An internet retard who somehow, seemingly by hook or by crook, by luck or by chance, actually does perform acts of journalism from time to time.
I mean, look, man, when we have legitimate boomers like Smash JT that are genuinely actually somehow shockingly more entertaining than fucking 20 and 30-year-old leftists that don't even know how to have a fucking sense of humor. Yeah, no wonder why all these companies are going under. These companies are legitimately, like, they are driven by their ideology to the point where they have no real personality. Their fucking bastion of hope is fucking Hassan Piker, all right, who just got fucking railed on a live stream. All right, that's their guy. Their god. All right, that's literally their god.
Hey!
In terms of
Ethan,
millennial.
hold on. Ethan is sponsored by Shopify. Oh wait, I am too. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the main thing. None of these people are even remotely likable, and more than ever before on internet entertainment, people, like, viewers, want to watch people who are entertaining. They want to watch people that are willing to, say the quiet parts out loud. They want to watch people fucking take shots at the industry itself. Like, this is all the stuff that they find entertaining. This is what I found entertaining. A big inspiration for me even doing YouTube was Alpha Omega Sin. He was taking shots at fucking Anita Sarkeesian, at the industry, while, discussing all the things that he loved about gaming. He was the gaming YouTuber, and he inspired me to do YouTube. And a lot of my mannerisms, like all my nonsense, all my shit talk, like I was like, bro, Alpha Omega Sin did it. That's what I wanted to watch. So I'm gonna make the kind of content that I liked to watch back in the day.
This is what I mean, like, what is journalism at this point? What does that term?
A slur. It's a literal slur.
Will, let me jump over you, because real quick, when I was listening or reading the Nintendo Life article talking about how we need to be empathetic to these people, I'm like, no, They need to prove to people that they have what it takes. That's what the world has turned into. And they want someone to usher them into the top position without getting there themselves. And that's not going to work. If and they were talking about how like, oh, they're being let go right before the Nintendo Switch 2. How awful, right before a massive release. I'm like, no one's stopping them from starting a YouTube channel, buying Nintendo Switch 2 and talking about it themselves. They don't need Polygon. They don't need giant blobs.
Exactly. Yeah.
They
And
really
you think
do.
if they had all the
you're
advantages of a
implicitly wrong, Smash. They do need Polygon. They do need Kotaku. They can't do this on their own. They are not like us. If they could do this on their own, they wouldn't have been with Polygon. They wouldn't have been with Kotaku. These are talentless hacks that, frankly, failed to get into writing about politics. So they use games journalism as basically a stepping stone to, usher in the next breaking story on WAPO that they will never get hired to do.
Yep, absolutely. And this is
And you
why-
don't you don't need a lot of talent to do this, folks. There's a reason I'm here, okay? You can speak your mind on topics and people. If you have enough time, write an article or two and publish on your website, and then just say it out loud for a video for your blind audience or something. It doesn't take much.
It's the jungle. The cream rises to the top. There's as many mixed metaphors as I could possibly use. If you're not good at this, you won't succeed at it. Whereas in the official fields, in the part of the machine that takes all these graduates and brings them in and hands them jobs they're not suited for, and they fail upwards, that's not going to happen. But that is why the bottom is falling out of the industry, because again, whether by design or by pure luck, or just the way things work out, they're being replaced. And that's not necessarily the intention that anybody had. It's not like anyone here goes, I'm going to set out to take down the journalism industry and be, it's just
they did it to
by
themselves.
talking about,
Well,
you say valid shit.
The Costa 5000 in the chat says YouTube is all about charisma. If you don't have it, you're screwed. Even that's not true. Look at fucking Penguin Z0. Dude talks like in the most monotone voice possible, doesn't make any sort of fucking facial expressions, has a gajillion fucking subs. You don't even need to have charisma to be successful.
That's a good point. I could name probably 10 people that have zero charisma.
That is charisma, though. That is inherently charisma. No, like, nobody's going to Charlie harder than Charlie.
Welcome back.
You also got to understand that people like Charlie made it before YouTube became what it is today. So,
well, technically, so did these journalists.
That's actually a good point, because a lot of YouTubers that are like holdovers from the very early days, like RTU and DSP, cannot cope, cannot hang anymore. They're getting completely dusted all the time and having to beg, because what it is to be a YouTuber has changed. As things must evolve, what it means to be a journalist has changed.
That wasn't a shot at Charlie, but what makes Charlie successful now is that he can articulate his points well. He's a smart guy. Like, even if I don't agree with him on a lot of the topics and whatnot, he's very good.
relatable.
He is very good at talking with it. So basically, people, at least my estimation is that people who still watch Charlie and whatnot are doing it because he is a knowledgeable individual. So even if he is not necessarily entertaining, they are still taking something away from what he is saying. So that wasn't a dig at Charlie. What I'm saying is
charisma takes different forms.
You have other
keep in mind
skills.
too, he's got that dry humor, gift of the gab kind of speaking. So
Mm-hmm.
the dry humor resonates with a lot of people, depending on if you're good at it. So, but he's successful for a reason and will continue to be. But you're right. There are some people out there that have literally zero and are somehow somewhat successful, I guess.
Actually, no, that's no fucking surprise. She has, tits. Makes sense.
Yeah. Fairly nice ones.
I
so.
don't understand the Pokemon thing. That she looks so basic.
You can have other skills besides charisma, and even then make it on YouTube. Like that's what I
Pokemon's whole thing. Pokemon's whole thing is that she's that girl next door kind of personality, if you will. She's like the unobtainable e-girl kind of deal.
So she attracts predators, basically.
She's the opposite of Amaranth, where Amaranth will spread evil, and she'll just sit there and Pokemon will perch, and people like that shit for some reason.
Yeah, some folks
I
like
think
the
it's
GMB.
more so she seems attainable. I think the more attainable you seem as a female content creator, the more successful you are, the more money you get.
Yeah.
They all
I don't know. I'm not
a girl next
I'd say
door
from
kind
a
of
different.
persona.
I'm not a chick. I'm not
class
gonna
of man, though.
I'm not gonna sit here and helicopter on stream for people just for money. That's not my thing. Just Let me try to make jokes. If I don't make you laugh, that's your fucking problem. You need to fix that.
You're the problem.
You could just be actively hostile to your audience if you want. You can do that.
I was gonna say, now that you're back, what's your take on the recent transactions in the game industry?
Transactions.
Yeah, transactions. Choice of words there. I would say, to be honest, it just flat out is not only just a sign of the times, but it's one of those things that, you know, I think I heard someone say, you know, we didn't, nobody does YouTube or talks on a YouTube channel expecting to one day potentially take over the gaming industry. You know, nobody, that was never like there was never the plan. What it is that people started to resonate with YouTubers and content creators because it was, for the most part, most occasions, not all, but most occasions, it was a lot more real and it was a lot more genuine, a lot more down to earth, not so preachy. And the problem is there was a shift between, and I had a picture on Twitter. I'm trying to remember who posted it. I don't fucking remember who posted it, but somebody posted a screenshot of this website from 2011 or 12, something like that, of Xbox conversation and a journalist, and the journalist is just fucking attacking gamers in that article from 2012. And the tweet,
the original
like,
Gamergate beginning.
Yeah, the tweet was like, "This is how it started, and then this is how it ended," kind of a thing. So you know, this has been happening for a long time, and this is just a product of people thinking that they were either too big to fail, or they just got too big for their bridges. Their egos got huge. They thought that since they had the access, that they had all the power, they were never going to lose it, and as long as they kept basically shilling for the corporation and shilling for the studios, that so long as they had the access, that their relevancy was going to maintain itself. But that's not the case. What ended up happening was YouTube kind of exploded. People started realizing, like, damn, you know, this person over here is giving this game a 9.5 out of 10, saying it's amazing, but everybody I talked to says it's shit. And then like this YouTuber over here is saying it's shit too. I wonder why he's saying it's shit, but all the journalists are saying it's not. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And then before you know it, you know, people are like, wait a second, like, why are we, this game is trash. Let me go search online other ways and see if anybody agrees with me. And then before you know it, they find certain YouTubers. It's just a rabbit hole that people go down. And
they started with rage bait all the time, you know, for the fucking clicks on Twitter. And then they realized, oh no, if we don't rage bait, then we're getting no engagement at all now. Like then that's just what it all became for years.
Yeah. And it's so funny because now they project so much as they all slowly leave the industry. They project all the time. They claim that YouTubers all use the same thumbnails and that's bad. But then they use the same exact fucking headlines every single time with with one word change in it for the most part. They say, oh, every YouTuber just copies everyone else's stories. Like, yeah, because we're all reporting on the same things that are happening within the industry and giving our own personal opinions.
Some could argue even some journalists steal stories from YouTubers, but
some journalists. You have to actually be a journalist to do that, though.
They say clickbait, rage bait, whatever. The term for it used to be sensationalist, and it used to be applied to bad journalism in newspapers and print media. And actually, I've sent you a couple of links in the private chat that are kind of funny and illustrate this point, like what's happened to game journalism, if you want to share them.
Well, while I was pulling that up, never forget, guys, last year, IGN gave both Dustborn and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero 7s out of 10s. Note the vast difference in the quality of those games.
No, and all they did was post like ads for Dustborn. Like they kept posting like 4 or 5 tweets every single day saying Dustborn's coming out. It's the best game. It's like, oh my god.
This is hilarious. Games journalist then, new Mario game. My uncle works at Nintendo and says you could play as Bowser and you get to capture Peach and stop Mario from saving her. Journalist now, why Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is the most powerful anti-arpithid statement ever made. A 12-part series. A 12-part series. That's so fucking true.
That's right.
I gotta go, guys. But
Hold on, Cassie's gotta go. Cassie's gotta go. Cassie, do your outro.
Real quick, guys, just subscribe to my YouTube channels, Cult Classic Cage and Gooner Fist. Gooner Fist is getting really close to 500 subs, so any assistance on that is greatly appreciated. If you want to talk to me on Twitter at Mario Kart, and yeah, guys, much love to y'all. Peace out.
Peace out.
Bye, Sevvy.
Bye for
Thanks
now.
for hanging out.
The last
and then
couple of
we
Bruno
got
Fist
the other
videos were
one. Hold
really
on.
great.
What's this one? So
Oh, the other one, yeah, it's just the evolution of games journalism from
the 90s. That
now.
game you like is awesome. The 2000s, that game you like is terrible. The 2010s, that game you like is racist. With the Kotaku logo in the background, I like it.
That is
Yeah.
amazing. That is like art. Holy shit.
That's literally how it is.
That's
totally
it's accurate.
So accurate that it actually hurts.
Yep.
So anyway, to finish off, because you asked me what I thought, ultimately, I think this is just, like I said, a sign of the times, and we are at the point now where I'll never say something cringe like "we are the media" because I don't believe that, at least not for myself. Anyway, I don't view myself as that. I never have, never will. I just viewed myself as a gamer who wants to talk about video games and talk about the industry, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
And it's not my fault that the journalist websites are completely, shuttering. That's not my fault. Like they can blame YouTubers as much as they want, and trust me, they do. They go around and they say it's because of those rage baiting grifters. They're taking control of it. It's like, no, it's not. You're losing relevancy because you decided to fuck around and find out. We didn't do that. Like you are the one that lost your relevancy by not only attacking your own fucking fan base, attacking your own readers, talking to them like they're retarded, talking to them like they're inherently racist if they're white. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that you guys have decided to do because you thought that, you were morally just. You thought that you were social justice warriors, that there was nothing that you're saying that could ever be construed as wrong because you are the morally superior ones. And, that lasted for a time. It was definitely easier when it was easier money to acquire. Now that's not so much the case anymore. Money is a little bit harder to acquire now. And in order for you to stick around, you actually have to, do your job. And most of these people didn't want to do that. When Geo Media told Kotaku, we want you to talk about video games, they all fucking had a meltdown. And two of the people actually quit. One of which was the editor-in-chief, I think. She walked out. She literally walked out because she was told that they wouldn't need to focus on video games and not focus so much on, I guess,
last I
activism,
checked, I think she was still unemployed too. Like, I think she thought she had more pull in the industry and thought she'd land somewhere else immediately. And I'm like, that's some impressive confidence.
Yeah. Well, again, the funny thing is, we all thought that Alyssa did the same exact thing too, because when she supposedly, when the whole thing about her potentially getting fired happened, she spun the narrative that she had, she left of her own free will. She said that. Yep. She actually put a tweet out there. I don't know if it's still there.
We all knew
deleted.
that bullshit.
Yeah, she said she left of her own free will. So if we were to take her words,
until she was suing me and decided, let me actually change the narrative to fit my lawsuit.
Correct. Well, that's why I'm going based off what she actually said in the beginning.
To Gamergate 1.
It doesn't matter whether she deleted the tweet or not. We know it exists. So my thing is, so she said she left of her own free accord, and the editor-in-chief also left of her own free accord, and both of them are still unemployed right now. So it just makes you wonder, you know what I mean? That's how important activism is to these people, that they're willing to give up an editor-in-chief job because they were told to write about video games on a website that's dedicated to video games. You have Giant Bomb. You have Giant Bomb that is leaving. You have the entire fucking crew, for the most part, is leaving the job. Supposedly, I don't know. Maybe they got fired, but they wanted to change it, make it a little more family friendly, stop the cursing. Simple requests, I think, from a corporation that owns the podcast that you work for.
Makes
and
sense.
instead of perhaps being an adult and saying, all right, well, maybe we can meet in the middle here or whatever, you're like, no, I want to fucking curse. And then you just all leave. You're just unhappy. You just leave. So again, these people, for them, their egos are so high, their narcissism is so through the roof that if it's not about them at any given time, then that's always going to be a problem. And this is just a result of that kind of action on top of other things as well. Access media is great, but it's not going to keep you relevant. What's going to keep you relevant is if people can connect with what you're saying. And most people are not going to connect with you calling them racist. Most people are not going to connect with you calling them misogynists, bigots, or whatever. Like, most people are not going to connect with you doing that. That's just the fucking truth. So they sought their news elsewhere. They sought their information elsewhere. And now you're here, where there's probably less than 30 of you left in the entire industry as a full-time journalist. Probably even less than that, to my knowledge. So
well,
that's my 2 cents.
Juxtapose that to, I remember to this day, we're in 2025. I remember a summer of 2007 issue of Game Informer. There was advertising. It wasn't a review because the game wasn't out yet. It was because remember they used to also just advertise and write about games that were upcoming. Resident Evil 5. Now I to this day never knew, never cared who wrote that article, but I remember how excited that article and that issue of Game Informer got me for Resident Evil fucking 5. Like the person behind the article didn't fucking matter. What mattered is that I felt the love for this upcoming game coming off just this little about the game section in a again the fact that I remember it was a summer of 2007 issue of Game Informer, it goes to show what actually that writing used to be like.
Well, now it's ironic you bring up Resident Evil 5 because back then it was talked about with passion, and now they rather talk about how the game should not be remade because it'll be racist if it's remade. So it's just like it's a totally different situation. No, go ahead, Will.
No, you got like a primordial version of that when the game was originally released. They were saying like, "Oh, it's black zombies. You shouldn't be killing them," but it wasn't as vicious. It wasn't as out of control, like emotional. The writing. It was like there should be a discussion about this. Now it's like it's racist.
Like there was a few outlets that tried that it's racist bullshit, and most gamers shut that shit down.
Yeah,
and Capcom shut that shit down, if I recall.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, they made Sheva darker skinned, so that
it was. That's funny because I ended quick lore dump. She was always going to be in the game. She was just going to be an NPC, and they just made her playable and gave her a larger part to quell some backlash.
Yes, absolutely. But now, I mean, the concept of when I was like 20, I really thought I wanted to be a journalist. Like I thought, oh, I'd love to do what they do, write about video games all day. That'd be great. Now I'm grateful every day. I get offended if someone accuses me of journalism.
Damn, Will, if you
were a guy who accused someone else of being a journalist,
somebody else.
Well, what I mean,
I was just gonna say, I never actually wanted to be a journalist or anything like that. I just really like talking about video games.
When I said the Smash functions like a journalist, what I meant is like because he does report things that he hears, and a lot of them turn out to be true. Yeah, okay, well, so then we all do that, but then when someone calls it journalism, I'm like, ugh.
I think it's because while the actions are similar, the definitions are very direct. So it's when you think of a journalist, it still has that old school definition tied to it that I don't think a YouTuber can really fall into. And just because you have a website doesn't mean shit. There are YouTubers. I mean, fucking Nerdrotic has a website. Is he a journalist? Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where you're allowed to have a website and not be classified as a journalist. You know what I mean?
I prefer to be called a commentator. I don't mind.
Commentator's probably more accurate.
Yeah,
for sure. Gaming commentator, social commentator, whatever. Yeah. I think that's definitely more accurate.
Culture commentator.
I don't know. I always wanted to be like for years upon years, dating back to fucking high school, wanted to be a film reviewer because I grew up watching Siskel and Ebert, and I grew up reading film, TV Guide, and reading the reviews and shit like that. I was like, this seems like an amazing job. And then we get into we jump forward 20 years or whatever, we're making this content. We see Rotten Tomatoes being bought and paid for and shit like that. It's like, was this going on back then, or was the industry different? And we just didn't know we didn't have the access, that we didn't have the inside information because the internet wasn't ubiquitous yet.
It was probably like that, but it wasn't as malignant as it is now. In any case, Smash, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you a journalist.
Oh, no, I understand. I will forgive you. I will forgive you.
I feel really bad.
He remembered how bad it felt to be called a journalist. He's like, oh, fuck, I just did that to Smash. Let me.
Yeah, sorry, dude. You're not a journalist.
Hook makes a really good point, though. He's seen Smash play games, so Smash can't be a journalist.
That's true.
So I want to talk about that. So Hook says big issue, journalists don't play games. I think this was also a pretty big turning point for a lot of people. Maybe more recent than anything else. I think obviously the racism, sexism, misogyny, all that shit. That's how it started. But then people started to catch on to the fact that these fucking people are hacks, and that's why the journal mode thing became a meme, and people started realizing like, wait a second, these people that supposedly are telling us what's a good game or a bad game, They never
play the
actually
game.
play any of these games, and if they do play these games,
They
they're
suck.
playing like the first chapter or
Yeah, there's no way they could actually
They
like
play the
them
fucking
through all the
prologue.
way.
That's about it.
Yeah, for me, the biggest exposure was Black Myth Wukong. It was so obvious that these people didn't play the game.
Oh, when they were
because
saying there's no women in it, it's like
there's-
past chapter 4.
They were
there.
saying they were saying there's no women in it, and then literally at the end of chapter 2, you
Chapter
see
2.
the sisters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You see the sisters, and then it expands upon it at the beginning of chapter 2, where you see all the sisters come together,
And it's literally
like-
based off of Chinese mythology, and it's a
Oh,
fucking monkey.
I was
thing.
going to say,
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
not only did they not play the game beyond chapter 2 and find that out, also they make it a problem that, like, let's say hypothetically there were no women in it. Who the fuck cares? Like that's not
Right.
what the review should have been about. That's not what it should like.
Right.
At no point should that even be on the table as a reviewer or as a someone to write for as a journalist or whatnot.
Right.
Well, this
Exactly.
goes far. Well, this goes way further back than that. Like than Wukong. Like this goes back to articles of like playing Final Fantasy VII Remake and people saying they're having the part with Tifa and Aerith in the fucking parking garage of Shinra. So they had to put the game on easy in order to get past it in time to get their review out. This goes back to Kelly Plague with Cyberpunk, how she said there's nothing in the game, but all she did was play the story, just the story mode, like none of the other side stuff. This goes back to when she said 7.8 too much water. Like these people don't take these things, they don't take any of this seriously. It's just a paycheck and a platform for them to grandstand on.
Mhm.
They're not gamers. They're pretty much people who are they are
wannabe
definition
political
grifters.
pundits.
They
Yeah.
are
That's
by definition
probably,
grifters.
and that's probably why their articles are all centered on really superficial things. Like, are they females in there, or is this promoting a social agenda, or not? Because they don't bother
nothing
to
else to run
actually
on.
play the game. They have nothing else to say. If you read some of the articles, it's all about, well, it looks pretty. Okay, anybody can see that in the trailer.
I don't know if anybody saw the
That also
wild
doesn't
they hate-
matter.
It's wild they hate YouTubers so much because like this might be for some of us it's our job, full time. For other of us we're not yet. It's a hobby. For some people it's part of whatever. Maybe point is when this shit's done, when this stream is over, when we are not putting on a show and entertaining the same way that so many of them want to do. Guess what we're doing for fun? Fucking playing video games or watching movies or watching
Which
anime or
actually-
whatever it may be.
That speaks to a greater point because in some investigation is a strong word, but just research, just top level research of many of these quote unquote pro journos got into the industry because they fell into it. Like one of their friends worked at one of the companies. They graduated college, didn't know what to do. They're like, oh, I've played video games. Sure, that's where I'll start out. And then they just get connected to it and hooked onto it. And that's how we have activists in the industry where they have no passion for what they're doing. It's just they kind of like fell into it and they just, oh, I'm going to try my best here.
Yeah.
I think they
mean-
just flat out wanted to get jobs in politics and they couldn't.
Right. That's exactly what it is. They all want to be the next person writing for WAPO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been so many, going back to what Leon said, there's been so many days I go to work with only like 1 or 2 hours of sleep because I was playing games.
Literally, that was me fucking today. I stayed up way
Yeah.
too late playing goddamn video games after my already like 5-hour stream or whatever it was, and it's like, and I literally didn't sleep. I stayed up all night. I pulled it
And
all
some
night.
games-
I'm running on
And
zero
some
sleep.
games are so good that you just have to keep playing. Like I have difficulty putting down like my controller, So I mean, but
We're
at that
special
point,
kind of adults, aren't we?
We're a special kind of retard. No, I'm
I
just
remember when I was younger being worried, like when I got older, I'm like, oh my God, when I get older, I'm not going to like video games anymore like every adult. I'm like, oh, thank God I never turned into that.
To be fair, there was a period of time where I didn't like. There was this real dark period of video games. Like I stopped calling myself a gamer in like 2018 through like 2020 because like minus a handful of releases, I'm like, I'm not enjoying this shit. And at the time, I thought I didn't realize it's because I wasn't doing YouTube or anything yet at the time. I didn't realize it was the industry was going down the shitter. I thought I was outgrowing video games, and then I got I don't remember what game it was that there was. I think it was Cuphead. Cuphead comes out, so maybe it was earlier in 2018. Point is, Cuphead comes out, and I fell the fuck back in love, and it got me to start getting other games. I got Shovel Knight, and it was like, oh no, I do still
miss
love
Shovel
games.
Knight?
There was just a drought.
Well, I remember when I moved out to San
Shovel Knight's
Diego
solid.
from Massachusetts after I graduated college, and I was looking for a job and found a job as a game tester. And my parents were like, "So, did you find a job?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be a game tester at Sony." And my dad was just like,
You're a failure.
You're like,
Go
son,
work in a mine or a steelworks,
son,
boy.
if you become anything in gaming, you're gonna get sued one day. Don't do it.
Right, exactly. He saw the future.
I think people think that way about being a YouTuber until they see the paycheck. When
Oh,
you
of
actually
course.
start to make some
A
money.
lot of
But it's
parents feel that way.
But it's
Seems
also
legit.
not about the paycheck at all. I mean,
Oh no, it can't be, because as me and Hypno were talking about a few weeks ago, it's like, how many years do you have to do YouTube to even turn any kind of profit? It's not a smart business decision to
No, it's not. It's not at all. But if you are any good at it, and eventually you do start to succeed, you'll get like ad revenue and things. Maybe if you're really lucky, you'll get a good audience. You might get super chats and things like that. And at that point, anyone who would have looked at you like you were a fucking imbecile for even trying will shut the fuck up. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah,
Well,
most
I
people
mean,
will tell you
to
why
be
you're doing
fair,
that, why you're
any
doing
sort
that.
of-
Yeah.
Any sort of
that's
job,
not
whether
a
it be
job,
YouTube or being an entrepreneur or whatnot, like it takes a certain sort of person who is, they've got this risk versus reward scenario.
Yeah.
They're less risk adverse. Like I started a business when I was 21. Like fully fledged licensed business, the whole nine. And it like, was it a risk? Did it pay off? Actually, more or less it did in the long run. But the point is, not everyone can do this sort of thing. Just because most people, I would wager, want that comfort, that security. They're afraid of like this could all go the fuck up in smoke tomorrow. And so it does take a certain type of person who's like willing to roll those dice and be like and put it all in. And journalists, I don't think have that mentality because they had Big Daddy Corpo backing them, so there was never any fear or risk involved for them. Or at least they didn't think there was.
I mean, if you're in an industry like the journalism industry operates today, you're constantly being supported, backed up, having your ego inflated, told you're wonderful, told you're amazing, told you're doing humanitarian work. Yeah, basically. Whereas if you're a YouTuber, basically everyone's telling you suck, you are never going to make it. The algorithm constantly punishes you. If you miss a single day of uploading, you're taken out of the algorithm. The YouTube wants you to give up because it doesn't want people who will quit to actually be part of the ecosystem.
Well, it's also like insurance companies, they don't want to pay.
Yeah,
the
it's
less
like
money
that.
YouTube spends, the better, so that they can make everything as difficult as possible. It's literally no different than insurance companies.
Yeah, so basically every single thing is stacked against you as a YouTuber. You really have to have pardon the pun, will to succeed, to persevere and actually endure, to be able to become someone that people resonate with. So it's no wonder then when they turn their fucking ire on YouTubers, we just shrug it off. It's like, you think that is the worst I've been through?
Because they only ever see the success, right? They only ever they paint it with a blanket broad brush, and they're like, yeah, well, Asmongold's a millionaire. That means all you are millionaires. It's easy. It's like
fucking bonkers, isn't it? It's like they don't know what it's like. You work your ass off on them. Like before the channel I'm running now, where I worked out a way to significantly decrease the amount of editing time to make videos and things like that so that I could cover more topics. I used to do a different channel. Everything I made was incredibly edit intensive. I could only upload like one video a month and no one ever fucking watched them. And no one ever remembered that channel. And it was, I was doing it for myself, but it's called System Crash. But it was
I turned it into a show.
Yeah, like everything else, Ryan claims is his idea. It was actually my idea. But anyway,
bro, Will,
That's
man,
fine.
I've got a script that it's on its fourth fucking rewrite that I've been working on since February, and I can't crack it. I'm not satisfied with it. I'm not happy with it. Like, I want to do at least one big, heavily edited, scripted video a month, and there's just, I'm just like, I don't know what it is. I'm reading through it. I'm working on it. It's gone through 4 rewrites in 3 months. Like, I can't figure it the fuck out. That is all time when I'm not making videos, when I'm not, doing streaming, whatnot. Like,
I want to do that too. I keep thinking, man, the editor in me just badly wants something like a real cool looking project to work on. But the reality is, with everything going on in my life, as well as the channel and the quite ridiculous demand to keep up with all the stories and topics I'm trying to cover, plus daily live streams and everything like that. This is not going to happen for maybe a year or longer. So I just have to accept that and find other ways to do it. That's why I make those little meme videos that people enjoy, like the money one. That's just me scratching an itch because I love video editing. So that's about as much as I can possibly get out. That's kind of just for me, you know.
All right, let's get last thoughts. Last thoughts on this whole situation. Then we're gonna get into super chats. What are we thinking?
Every one of
More-
us works
more to
harder than
follow.
journalists, and we're glad you fucking failed. More you need laid off.
I agree with Leon. Go fuck yourself. You're the rat.
You're muted, Smash.
Could not put it better
I'm not
myself.
muted.
Oh, yeah. Well, now you're not. But I
Oh,
looked
What
like
was
you were
that,
talking.
Smash? I couldn't hear you.
Who's
Anyways,
Sounds like
I was saying it's
talking.
funny because it's true, but at the end of the day, again, these journalists has the ability, just like anyone else, to put in the hard work and get the audience, garner attention, and talk
Yeah.
about what they love doing. Nobody is stopping them from doing that except their own ego.
And the
It's
fact that
literally
what
the
they
only-
More
love
like
doing,
their own insecurity.
Laziness. I would say
and then there's
laziness.
the other problem. What they love doing is actually degrading and denigrating humanity. So it's never going to catch on.
The simple fact is that a lot of people talk the talk, but they really can't walk it, and they're scared to take the risk to do something like this, especially to do it and to make it your only thing. It's a big, like it's a big
terrifying.
jump to do that. It's not
It is
easy.
terrifying.
It is
And
terrifying.
for these kind of people, I mean, again, nothing wrong with it. Listen, not everybody can run their own thing. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But see, the difference is that you have regular people who don't run their own thing, that work for someone else because it's more consistent and it's safer and they enjoy it. And there's nothing wrong with that. And then you have the journalists who are trying to tear down the ones who are doing their own thing because they blame them for the reason why they're out of a job.
Yeah.
Which again, it's their fault. It's not our fault. It's not the YouTuber's fault that you're out of a job. You guys wanted to fuck around and found out on someone else's dime. And when the dime ran out, now you're out of a job. So that's nobody's fault but yourself. And quite frankly, they're just not the kind of people to get up and do something on their own. They're fucking complaining about having to get up at 10 in the goddamn morning
Remember
for
that?
a
Oh my
panel.
god.
For a
That was another
GDC
one.
panel.
That is fucking retarded. At
So-
10 a.m.
So you
Oh,
get to
that's
tell
Cry me a
me-
river.
There was also the lack of inability to evolve with the time. Like, hey, if you love writing and you want to be a writer and that's what you want to do for a living or whatnot, great. Write the script, write your review or whatnot, then record yourself. Like Jeremy Johns is, in my opinion, probably the best film reviewer on YouTube. Guess what? If he was around in the 90s
That
and
guy's
whatnot,
awesome.
he'd been writing reviews. But know what? He understood, like, hey, times have changed, things have changed. I'm not gonna write for TV Guide. I'm gonna make fucking YouTube videos. A review is a review, and he's damn good at it. You have to understand the industry is always in flux, it's always changing. There'll probably be a time when the way we do shit on YouTube is not gonna work. We will have to, evolve and change with whatever the next thing is.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
the
when
thing
I
is, if
saw
you
that,
are gone.
no,
Never
Will,
mind.
you go.
I was just going to say the nature of what we do keeps us fairly plugged into the changes that are happening. So I think that isn't too hard for people doing what we do. It's other YouTubers who cover more general topics who have to actually pay attention to this stuff outside of their actual routine. But go on, sorry.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say that GDC panel really opened my eyes to the overall laziness of this industry. I already knew the industry was lazy. You could tell by the products. You could tell by their just like fucking shitty attitude. You could just tell. But I mean, again, nobody cares. But I'm up super early every day. I go to bed super late every day. If I get 5 hours a day sleep, like that's great for me. But at the end of the day, like these fucking people could never do that on a consistent. I've been doing it for 3 years.
No chance, yeah.
3
I
years.
I sleep in 2 bursts.
3
One in the-
years
at
straight.
night.
I've been doing this. The only time I ever missed a video was when I got banned for 3 years. Okay. I hadn't missed a single day for 3 years. And then these people want to fucking complain about how, YouTubers are so fuck you. All right. Because you guys are lazy. You're sitting up there on a cushy ass fucking 10 o'clock in the morning panel where you get to just sit down and get asked the dumbest fucking questions, give literally no answer, and
By a
complain about
beta.
how tired you are like 7 times throughout the entire fucking panel. And you got people in front of you that actually think that you are the voice of expertise. They think the people that are sitting in that, I think that's the most insulting thing. The people who are sitting in that crowd that are looking at you And they're like, yeah, these 4 dumb motherfuckers on the panel. Yeah, that's the expertise that I need to listen to.
Fucking
Let me
wonderful.
listen to them. And the first thing that comes out their mouth is, I'm tired. What the fuck? Why would I listen to you? Why would I listen to you?
Hold on. I need to take this. Do you know who Hypnotic is right now? He's Alec Baldwin from the Always Be Closing.
Yeah.
He's like, I sell. And what's this? You know how much this watch costs? This is Hypnotic right now, talking to the journalist.
No, but it's true, bro.
From
Like,
a golden plate.
It is true.
It is. This
It's
is how
always
I've always
recreating.
been my entire life, bro. Grind it out every single day. I'm not sitting here to hear about how you're fucking tired, right? Like, so that's the last thing I want to hear. If you're tired, go fucking cry about it to your pillow. I don't care. Like, that's not
Professionalism, just a little bit of professionalism. But then if they had any professionalism, they wouldn't have been up all night the night before pounding edibles and drinking fucking weed soda.
It's so ironic.
If they still had jobs, they'd write an article tomorrow about how we were just sitting here having a circle jerk session. It's like,
Oh,
no,
for
no,
sure.
we're just explaining why we're better than you. Like,
And then on top of that, too, these people, here's the thing, they are so narcissistic that they can never be thankful for the opportunity that's ever given to them. So
Yeah.
for me, to do something like this, I feel like is a dream come true. I think a lot of people would think that way. Even though it's filled with fucking bullshit, obviously, every day, it's still like, it's a dream come true. I get paid to review video games. Fantastic. I get paid to talk about the industry. Fantastic. Why
And
would
play
I ever not be thankful for that? So that's why for me, 5 hours a day sleep, fuck it. Bro, I'm up every day doing videos, playing video games, doing reviews, writing reviews on Steam. I just wrote a long ass fucking sermon on First Berserker. Like, it just is what it is, man. And I'm always very thankful. But if these people were in this position, they would end up turning up into a fucking Pokemon. If you're not donating, what are you, a broke boy? Just say so. Like, that's the kind of people that these journalists would become if they were ever given the opportunity that some people are given on YouTube or earned on YouTube. Like,
This opportunity is ours to lose, and the opportunities they've had are theirs to lose. And the fact that they are losing them is only proof that they were not worthy of them in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody in chat said, you have skipped days, but we all have at some point getting sick. No, I haven't. I've missed streams. I've missed streams. Yes. I've missed a couple of streams here and there, but I haven't missed video days ever. I've always uploaded at least one video every day.
Dude,
At least one.
I was saying earlier, this is my 100th episode. In the 100 episodes that I've been doing, we've never once, to my knowledge, missed an episode. Like, and obviously, I doubt you did in the 38 before that, before I knew you. Like, that is just 100. That means in 2, I think, if I do my math right, and 4 SNH from now, that's 2 years. Imagine the grind of never missing a fucking episode 2 years straight. Even fucking TV shows do that. They miss episodes sometimes.
Yeah. No, I got videos on my channel where I sound fucking nasally and shit because I'm doing videos like sick. You know,
you can take a photograph of every show I've been on and watch me age in real time. It's like
literally.
He also would end up looking like someone that you found in a cave was slowly conditioned for civilization because of the hair, the beard, everything reducing over time. Started to become a productive member of society.
Think about everything Hypnotic just said, and then think you just got laid off in the industry, and that's the mountain ahead of you to try to get to any kind of success on this platform. It's a little bit intimidating.
Everybody has different ways of going about it. I just I like the method that I personally do, and it works for me. So, and again, I'm not calling someone lazy if they miss a day or what. I'm just saying it's the people out there that feel entitled are the ones that I'm looking at them like, bro, get the fuck out of here, man. If you're out here complaining about other people doing more.
He did. He's out.
That's it. He's done.
Twice smashed.
Jared JT is the more successful one.
That's it. We beat him for you, journalists.
I'm out of here. That's enough.
See,
God,
journalists
make
can't
his mind
do
up
what
if he
YouTubers can. They can't get rid of Smash JT, but we can.
Give me the big screen. Hold on. My dog can't make his mind up on if he wants to be here or not. Who let the dogs out?
Dog JT.
See, this is what you need, Hypno.
Sings better than Rachel Zegler. Crazy.
See,
It's
if you want
cuter
people to
than
stop
Rachel
with
Zegler.
Oh yeah.
If you want people to stop with the Hypno's cat, Hypno's dog, Hypno's kids thing, you need to have kids and pets, and then
Yeah,
actually
seriously. But no, so That's basically it, man. Like people, they're the ones who they feel so entitled, man, and they're like, oh, I want what they want. They won't ever say it, or they'll try to tear down what you have, but then never work for it on their own. It's so like
it's left
disgusting
wing
to me.
as fuck
It really
because they're
is.
politically like that as well.
No, bro,
Leftists
I've
have
seen some
always
people.
been-
I've seen some people that they'll never say it, but they act a certain way
Mhm.
when they feel like it should be them. That kind of envy kind of a thing.
Yep,
But you know what?
absolutely.
It is what it is.
And as
all right.
was just a final thought, as
Yeah,
someone
good.
who has missed days because of all kinds of crazy fuckery going on in the real world, I hate myself when those days happen. Like I'm really behind right now. I'm gonna have to do my Doctor Who review right after this show, and then stream Expedition 33, which is gonna be fun, but it's a catch up. And then I've got another show after that. I'm gonna be streaming all day today just to try and catch up because my computer fucked up. I felt like shit yesterday because I couldn't make anything. I was just beating myself up. You need to have that attitude, whether you can actually do it every day or not, but you need to be seriously owning and being accountable when you can't fulfill what you want to
For
be doing.
sure.
Yeah, I agree with this.
I
100%.
was muted.
That's legit.
Oh, you were muted. Sheep, you want to say something?
No, I was just gonna ask Will the episode you're talking. Is it the sequel to Midnight?
Oh, that was last week's. That one was
So
it was sort of all right in terms of how it was made, but it was pretty when you unpack it up further, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
It was
the new one's worse. The new one's a total attack on anyone who's ever done an anti-authoritarian conspiracy theory or ever suggested that the government lies to you.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I mean, so the best episode so far has been the one that was the most inoffensive.
Yeah, the best
And that's-
episode
there
of
you go.
the modern run so far was last week
Fucking
because it just didn't have that much cringe in it. That's all.
Insane.
It still wasn't very good.
It wasn't good. It was just inoffensive.
Yeah.
That's really unrelated, but I just want to say this before I forget because I meant to say earlier. Shout out to every single motherfucking one of you guys that made Jill Valentine the winner of the waifu battle last night. Like
I
that's
knew you were gonna be happy
fucking
about
based.
that. I said it too. I'm like, oh, Leon's gonna be fucking excited. I'm sure.
Dude, Jill Valentine, like literally
Goonin'.
best waifu in all of gaming. So mad shout out to
That's
all y'all
not
that made
true.
that happen.
That's not remotely true. Tifa's
That's
way
not
better.
true at all.
All right,
Sorry to be wrong, y'all. Sorry to
stop
be wrong.
fighting. Stop fighting over titties. we have real titties on the stream. Stop
Fake
fighting.
titties, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, let's do super chats, man. We got Kyle Barrow because I know you guys got shows to go to. Kyle Barrow with a 2. I like GOG. You own your files, especially for retro. Fair enough. David Elias with a 2. Hypnotic, God bless you. This is the best show. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Toxin with a 5. Get a PC. I got my 3070 Ti from a large YouTuber who upgraded. Gave me a deal. Ask around. Doesn't have to be a god tier PC. 1080p is good enough for me.
A large YouTuber? Is that like Review Tech USA or someone?
Yeah,
I get it.
I think they mean by size.
Who
yeah.
the fuck is Alec Baldwin's singer?
I still can't believe he said that. That was such a great, genuine reaction of like, who the fuck is this guy?
He's kind of a legend in our circles.
He really is. He started to expand out of the circle too. David Elias for a 2. Budget AMD build is better than current generation. Yeah, I think whatever my next PC is, if AMD keeps killing it on their processors like they are now, I think I'll definitely go AMD next round because I have Intel right now, and I feel like that's the. I mean, my system's fine, but I feel like if there's a bottleneck in my system, it's going to be that.
I got a Ryzen 7 and I love it.
I'm going like if all things work out this month. Actually, I plan on like completely new PC, not just upgrade my completely new PC, and I'm going AMD.
Yeah,
I think
building a
I'm definitely gonna
PC is
do it.
pretty easy. I mean, like you might be scared at the beginning, but really, it is pretty easy.
Yeah. David Elias with the 2. PC building is just as easy as assembling Legos. Man up.
No.
David, I still remember when I built my first PC, bro. I do
That's
not
up for
know.
debate.
I do not know how I convinced my parents to allow me to do that.
That one.
Because I talked to
How
them like
old
I
were
knew,
you?
bro. I must have been like 13.
Oh wow, right.
Yeah.
Damn.
This was when like fucking A, bro. Like YouTube was in its infancy, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember just like looking up how to build PCs and whatnot. And then like I ended up getting a book from a store like showing how to build PCs and whatnot. And I convinced my parents, man. They dropped like I think $1,500 at the time, which was a lot of money, for like super PC, because I was tired of playing. And I told the story so many times. I basically took my mother's Toshiba laptop to play video games, and that laptop was fucking trash, bro.
Ouch.
I was playing Final Fantasy 11 on that. I was playing World of Warcraft on that. I was playing what do you call it? I was playing God damn it, man. Not World of Warcraft. I'm bugging, bro. I was playing Final Fantasy 11, and I was playing Star Wars Galaxies at the time on it.
Oh, damn, that's OG Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah, and it was so fucking laggy, bro. Oh my god! Every time I entered a city in Star Wars Galaxies, it was just a lag fest. Like, God forbid there was anybody around. Terrible. So anyway, I got tired of it, and I ended up looking like I look up how to build a PC, did a bunch of research for months, and then eventually I somehow convinced them to fucking do it. And my father was like, "You sure you know what you're doing?" And I remember getting all the pieces together. I'm like, "Yeah, I know what I'm doing." Bro, it took me like a week. I'm not even kidding. I made so many mistakes. But I remember it was so satisfying when it booted up. Fucking A, bro. Oh man, when that shit booted up for the first time,
it's alive.
And I installed 11 and WoW on that shit. Oh, and it ran so smooth. Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing
It
experience.
used to be a lot harder than it is now as well. I think to build a PC, it seems like parts are better designed now to fit together than they were.
I think so. I think so. Plus, I mean, like for me, I got tired of having to buy a new laptop and upgrade stuff, and it just was shitty. The laptop was just fucking shitty. It's just way easier with a desktop.
Yeah,
This
so
is
ever since
the
then, I just
closest I've come.
always built my own PCs. Always.
This is as close as I've ever got to building a PC. And what I mean is I bought it off a friend, and then it broke so many times I had to learn to fix it. So I've upgraded it myself, and I've learned bit by bit like what to put in, what not to put in, where, and stuff like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
David Elias for two. Atreus was a novice. Now he's a Jedi, Ryan. Fair enough.
Imagine if he had the fucking Force, man. That.
Oh, he would be a Sith for sure.
It'd be cheeks clapping themselves.
Whoa.
Carlos says, "What was the GPU, bro? It was NVIDIA 5 something. I gotta look it up. Like the 3 numbered cards before they became quad numbered cards like what they are now. I think it was like a 590. Is that a thing? I gotta look it up. I'll be able to tell you, but I remember 5 being the first number. It's been such a long time. Mr. Spanky's Coffee. $9.99. I feel Xbox will become what Google Stadia wanted to be. They're abandoning the disc game for an all-digital format. Like they want to focus more with Game Pass and probably compete with Steam. They will not compete with Steam. I'll tell you that right now. But I can see them.
Epic doesn't compete with Steam, and they're fucking behemoth
They're
on their
blowing
own.
money. They're blowing money on everything. They're blowing money on literally everything to try to keep people to go to Epic Games. Look at what they're doing now with developers. They're offering a 0 revenue split deal for the first $1 million if you sign up with Epic Games.
I saw that, and I couldn't damn well believe it.
As a developer. That's crazy. So they're trying everything they can to try to get people to go to Epic Games. Shout out to Mr. Spanger's Coffee. We got Duct Tape Lady for it too. Love to JT and Ryan. What the fuck is these comments, bro? I haven't got a single one mentioning my name. This is crazy.
Wow.
That's very kind. If you're
definitely
able,
racism for sure. Definitely racism all day long.
If you're able and willing to be a content creator, I happen to make some rising stars,
God
especially
damn,
when
Ryan,
we-
you're creeping everyone out right now, bro. You're creeping everyone out.
I don't know how you have that tone of voice when you speak. You're like, I can make some rising stars.
Oh, God.
That's very fucking Weinstein of you to say.
I know.
It was very Weinstein.
The way he said that was funny too. Yeah. Weinstein, like that.
I'm looking up the graphics cards. I think the 590 was my second PC I built because I'm looking at it. I don't think this was the one. We might be having to go to like a 2 series card. I think.
Yeah, because that was released in like 2011.
When was? Oh my god, gee, how old am I? Holy shit! Wait, are we talking? We might even go before the 2 series. Wow. Well, regardless, I definitely remember having a 590. I think a 590. When did BioShock release?
2008, I believe.
Are you sure?
I'm almost positive it was 2008.
2007.
Shit.
2007. Okay, so
I agreed with you.
Whatever the top tier card was at the time, because I remember upgrading my graphics card to play that, because that was the first game that tested my first PC build. So, because it makes sense, because WoW and all that was around what year? When did WoW release? What, 2004? 2004.
6?
I was going to say
Was it
2005, but it's 2004. Yeah, so I had built my PC to play WoW at max settings. And then BioShock came out. And I remember this whole thing like it was yesterday. BioShock came out. And then BioShock was the first game that tested my rig. And it actually lagged my computer at max settings. And I was like, fuck this. So then I begged my parents to get me the upgraded graphics card, which I believe was either a high 2 series or a high 3 series. I don't remember. And that was it.
Other cards that year were the Radeon 3870 or the GeForce 8800 in 2007.
Jesus, my God. Let's stop talking about age stuff. It hurts. It hurts. Raging D Head says for a 5, always great to see Sevvy. Sevvy, not Savvy, Sevvy. JDA is culturally appropriating the master race. There you go.
Wow.
He actually is. We went through the posts he'd been making in the past and stuff like that, and like his statement about having to protect the or I can't remember what exact language it was, but white gamers. And it was like, oh no, motherfucker, you are
so insane, bro. Kyle Barr with a 2 smash. You're so good with numbers. Can you do my taxes?
Yeah, Smash Duty. Can you do someone's taxes?
Yeah,
Shut up, Brian.
I don't
Roger
even know what.
Oive.
I'm so great with numbers that I forgot what year you were born. Compared to Google.
Zion Roger Oive. There it is.
Nice. We got Ron with a 5. Expedition 33 was made for 5.5 mil and looks just as good as the games that cost hundreds of millions. It also has a better story and gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
So what I wanted to say when Cassie was here, but I didn't get a chance to, is that Oblivion and Expedition coming out in the same week, 2 narrative destroyers for the entire industry came out in the same week, where they're
Both
like,
RPGs.
the cost of development is really high. In order to keep bringing you top quality, we got to charge $80. All right, well, what about these 2? Oh, ignore that.
Both RPGs, both throwbacks in slightly different ways.
Right. Old gameplay. Like one is turn-based, one is the old school Elder Scrolls, and both of which people ask for today and usually gets ignored. So I don't even know when Elder Scrolls 6 is going to come out. That shit's a fucking the game's a myth.
2027 maybe.
Eric Jenkins 189. My rent is $2,200, but I stay in Skyrise.
Oh.
All right, fancy guy. David Elias with a 2. Smash JT. Trump wants SMC prod here. No shortages. Okay.
Yeah, made
David
in
Elias
America
with a 2.
because of Taiwan. Yeah.
Smash JT is killing it on YouTube. Grub is unemployed. There is a bit of irony to that, though. I'm telling you, there is a bit of irony. You know what? Who posted it?
Nah.
I know who posted it.
Grub has a YouTube channel, though. That's the craziest thing, and it gets viewership, man.
Like actual viewership or like journalist decent viewership?
Well, you could argue that it could be inflated, but he does have a YouTube channel. Why don't all the giant bomb people who left that just rally around him and he builds his own creator bubble?
Isn't it crazy, bro? So 8-Bit Eric posted this picture and he says, how many people on this couch still have a job? This is actually kind of fucking wild. So on the left, unemployed, still has a job, I think, right?
I think, yeah, that's Ethan Gotch. I don't know about that dude. He's like in England.
This guy, I think, unemployed. Rebecca Valentine obviously still has a job. And these 2, I think, are unemployed. They're giant bum people. They might be. I don't know. I can't say for certain. But it is an interesting question. It's an interesting question to ask.
I actually had the thought go through my head once Grub got let go to that photo and put like X's over the people, but I'm like, I don't even know who the other people are. So
don't do that. That's gonna show up literally on your next amendment. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, it should be like, look, he posted this
lawsuit
and
later.
he put an X on my face, meaning he wants to off me. And I'm like, oh God, stop.
I'm sure that's how it will be spun. Yes.
Stop it. You know that's how she'll
Very
You're
bad.
right. You're right. That's
She'd be like,
one of the reasons why I
according
was
to
like,
the
you know what?
internet, And on Wikipedia, it is a proven fact that an X over the face of a person means you want to see them killed. You know, it's like
okay. Well, I've put a few
Okay.
X's over people's eyes in thumbnails, so I'm
eyes are
pretty
different.
much doing
I
it.
literally made a picture of Alyssa where the eyes were gone, black holes bleeding out.
Sounds
down her
scary.
cheeks.
Sounds very scary.
Well, speaking of, hold on a second.
Real quick,
Weird-
I
how
know we're
Will-
probably gonna be going quite a while because of the super chats.
Weird-
I'm about
weird how
20
Will
minutes late
hasn't
for
been-
Zach's show. Do you mind if I bounce out?
Go.
I gotta
Catch
bounce
y'all
out.
later. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Awesome.
Subscribe
fucking
to
discussion,
Leon.
and,
Hi, Leon.
Later, Leon.
Bye, man.
I gotta bounce pretty quick shortly too, but
I'm trying to
before-
get through it, but you keep talking.
I know. But do you
I'll
find
fucking
it
show you.
curious that Will the Fans, as far as I can tell, has not been named in the lawsuit papers because he's in the Philippines? Have you noticed that?
Of course.
I'm yeah. I
Find that
laugh my head off at
curious.
that. Because I'm much nastier to her than you were ever.
Exactly, and she's not even talking about you. I'm like, that's curious.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
not showing that. Will I know? No.
It's in
she-
my
I don't wanna
thumbnails.
see it.
Was
Where is
I
that?
mentioned? Did they mention me?
I'll
No,
post
she.
it
They did not
somewhere.
mention.
Okay, good. Just making sure. Just make sure I don't give because I don't want them to. That's all.
There you go. Missing Jin for a 10. Azahar 3DS
Wait, where did
emulator.
Ryan go?
He
poofed.
probably disconnected. He probably pressed the wrong button. Is amazing on my Pixel, who says phone gaming is garbage. Azahar is a collaborative effort between Lime 3DS and Citra. The word is Spanish for orange blossom. Nice. Azahar. Then we got Maximus BT with a 99 cents. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. James Opp with a 5. At Kazi, it is not that hardware has plateaued. It's that a gaming GPU is $2,000 or less, while an AI GPU chip is $40,000 each. Fuck. God damn. AI, Jesus Christ, man. It's going to be ridiculous. Volk Dude for a 10. I still remember the day that I purchased an NVIDIA Titan. I think that was the most expensive thing that I purchased at the age that I was when I bought that. And it was for a long time. And back then, that card, I believe, was $1,000. When the top tier graphics card that wasn't the Titan, I think, was $500. Yeah, and now graphics cards are like $2,500, give or take. It's fucking wild, and that's considered a norm for a top tier graphics card. That's where we're at.
But the prices stay the same. The tech improves. Do you know what I mean? Like the sort of line of a high end GPU hasn't moved that much in the last sort of 5-6 years, but they get better. It's just that as it becomes more available, the price drops. You know.
Yeah. You also got scalpers too that have become
That's why
a problem.
Nintendo don't make. I mean, crypto miners fucked up the market for GPUs
Big
for
time.
years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big time. We got Volk Dude with a 10. There's a new CPU tech coming. Bismuth-based semiconductors, such as the fuck BIOS. Is that a 2? I can't. It's
I
the
think
text.
it's a 2. It's
so
I don't
small on my
know-
screen.
I don't
I'm
know
using my
what-
second screen.
I don't know what BI is.
I'm assuming
but
you mean BIOS. Anyway, I guess that's a new version of BIOS.
It's like a chemical compound.
It
Which-
looks like a chemical compound. That's what I was
Are
trying
you
to
trying to
figure
cook
it out.
meth here, sir? Enable terahertz, 0.5 to 1 terahertz.
BI202.
CPUs with high electron mobility, operating at 0 to 80 degrees Celsius and 100 to 300 watts. Jesus.
So I just accept that I'm never going to know anything about that. That's a level that I'm never going to attain. I'll find some other people. This is why I've got a guy that helps me when I have to.
I definitely think he's trying to cook meth. Meth. I'm almost positive.
Volk dude, if you can send another $10 super chat and explain that as if everybody here is like very, very base level. And
No, I understand some of what he's saying, but he
you don't. No, you don't, bro. You just lost $10. Shut up. No, he doesn't understand.
He
No,
lost
he doesn't
me at
understand.
the high
Me
electron.
understand this.
He lost me at the high electron mobility with the CM squared V shit. Like I don't know what that is, bro. That's
Centimeter is volume minus.
I don't know. That's that white people
Oh,
math.
man.
I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Bro cracked open a fucking chemistry book to put that super chat out.
This is not a German panel, folks.
Seriously. We got Lavisha with a 20 to go off on what Smash JT said. I'm an idiot who thinks he's a dragon when I play games. I have no idea what an algorithm is. I tell people blame Hypnotic for my psychotic takes. Also, Cass, no milk or cake or Kool-Aid again. Fair enough. The
Okay.
bistro. Appreciate you. You can blame people. You can blame me. That's fine.
The bistro.
Flip Shazam with a 5. I believe it is talent that is preventing journals from successful YouTube channels. Fair.
It's talent and tenacity.
Many things.
Have
It
to
would be
work.
many things.
It's also internal support too, because that's something that a lot of people tend to forget to talk about. Is the fact that on YouTube, there's a lot of little circles here and there, and in those circles, everybody tends to support each other, fairly decently. Whereas with the journalists and with the mainstream gaming industry, these people talk a big talk on Twitter. They'll definitely retweet you. They'll definitely like your post. But fuck all if you think they're staying in your live stream and watching your content, because they don't. Like fuck all if you think they're watching your video, leaving comments. You know what I mean? Like they don't do that shit. You know whose content they're watching? Us, because they hate us. They'd rather hate watch us than support watch their actual friends. And you know it's true because you got people like Booty Adams that has 800 views on what should be a fairly big video, considering it's a hot topic with an exclusive interview and all the right terms, and nobody's watching. And then you look at the comment section, nobody from the journalist side that's actually commenting. So these people don't even support each other. And that's a fact too, because look at the GoFundMe for Black in Gaming, the documentary. It's still not funded. I don't think so.
I've not looked for a while.
I want to fucking find out.
I want to
Black,
find out.
isn't it?
Gaming While Black. Let's see. Fundraiser. I got it right here. Let's see.
They get more money if they called it Gaming While Black.
There hasn't been another donation since Booty Adams.
Wow.
Hold on. I'm gonna bring your super chat back up. Give me one second.
Shit.
So Booty Adams,
Drink it in, man.
Booty Adams, another person called Danielle and Brittany, all donated around the same day. I'm assuming they did that to try to make it seem like something was going on, right? So if you look here, there has not been another donation in 3 months.
Oh wow!
In 3 months, bro. 3 months.
I want to brag a little bit. People like me and my wife more.
Yeah.
People like me and my wife more.
Yeah.
They don't even know my wife.
This is what I'm talking about. Like people, nobody's helping anyone here. Like, where's the help? The help is nowhere to be found.
Or maybe if they tried doing something that was actually culturally relevant.
I don't fucking know. Just in time would attend lamestream media cried because Joe Rogan had more impact on the 2024 election than they did. The parallel with lamestream media, game media is virtually, no pun intended, identical. I'd say that's pretty accurate. They blamed Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to switch over to Rumble really quick to catch up there. So we got Adam Juman for $1. So Savvy's one state over. Hello from Wisconsin. And then he said, I meant Sevvy. So there you go. He did correct it.
Oh,
Anti-Federalist Pain. Anti-Federalist Pain with a 2. Congratulations to the gamers who in 2024 discovered capitalism. They found they control companies simply by not buying. They learned they could control the market. Goodbye, urinalists and actidevs. That's actually a good way to put it, actidevs. Anti-Federalist Pain with $1. I almost wrote off Expedition 33 because a journalist rated it highly. They have opposite effects with a lot of people now. That's a fact.
That's true.
Gray the Merchant with $1. Fuck y'all gilf lovers, especially Eric Jenkins with his micro GPU, and will send his ass to the Journal's insane asylum with Gontreas and Kata. Love you all. Today is a great day. Wow, they're calling Atreus Gontreas now because he just doesn't show up anymore on SNH. He's too good for us now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Gray the Merchant for $1.
Let me dip out because I.
Gray the Merchant for no, I'm just kidding.
Come check out Smashcast after this. Ryan, Roger, Athe will be joining me tonight, and we got some. Again.
He's trying to get another $100. That's what it is.
Well, maybe.
I'm expanding my influence.
Asshole.
Hey, keep that to yourself, bro. Keep that.
You expanded something already.
But
expanding his throat.
We'll be chatting about Nintendo sending another lawsuit to this time Genki, and Sungrand Studios is gone off the deep end. And if
I haven't been keeping up with it. I thought he hasn't uploaded a video in like a week or two.
Oh no, he changed his entire channel to a religious channel and uploaded.
Oh my god!
Oh, I am out. I am so glad I'm out. Oh my.
We're gonna be watching that tonight and talking about that stuff. So
yeah, Genki. That's the company Genki that The guys that
the-
posted the,
the
peripherals for
equipment.
the Switch 2 before it was announced. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, Hypno. If no one else is streaming, raid me. Bye.
Hey, yo,
What, you?
that's gay as fuck. Get out of here. What the? He's like, if anybody else is up,
Come and raid me.
terrible.
Bye.
Come and blow my back out, please. Might as well just say that. Fucking guy.
I'm sorry to be.
Is that a pool cue?
Let me guess. You got to go too. Okay, bye. All right. You gotta
I'm
go.
sorry for doing this, Hypno, but Smash is about to go live. Will
Go, Ryan. I'm trying to get
see
to you.
you. I'll see you later at Sevvy. It's a pleasure. And Sheep, congratulations on getting married.
Bye, Ryan.
Again? Fair
Bye
enough.
for now,
I don't know
guys.
if I ever
Bye.
actually congratulated you on that, by the way, buddy.
Wow,
Congratulations.
this looks really
All
good
good.
with 4 people.
I assume
It's
yeah,
all nice and colorful and very big and stuff.
I assumed. I
Very,
assumed
very
that
high detail for certain. Yeah.
Why, thank you.
I
You
never
told
like.
me.
I'm still. There's still people that are like congratulating me like to this day. I'm pretty sure there's
Yeah.
gonna be people congratulating me like a month and a half later.
Congratulations.
I'm still
all
getting
good.
it. My
I
wedding was
never
like
said
10 months ago.
congratulations before, so this is
No,
my
it's
first
fine.
time.
No, it's all good. So if you were in Vegas, you would have been at the wedding. What the hell?
Right.
Oh.
All right, let's catch up. Let's catch up. We got
for $1,000 plane ticket.
Gray the Merchant for
Yeah.
$1.
One
Much
way.
love to our bigot Lord and Savior Hypno Ryan Roger Athay saying Rising Stars is like Diddy inviting young stars for his parties. Just no, stop it.
God
Will and Sheep are legends. Sevvy is awesome. Cassie is a goat.
Thank
He's
you.
a goat, not the
Look at
goat,
that.
but a goat.
Look at this fucking the boobs are getting closer. This is great. Look at this. Boobs. Very, very big.
Oh wow.
This is amazing. Slavery game for a 2. I think we all deserve a full screen Sevvy right now. Not for a 2, sir. I'm sorry. Got a grift though. Got a grift. All right, we're good on Rumble. Let's catch up back on YouTube, and then we're gonna close it out. We got just in time with a 5. Joe gets more attention because he doesn't shill. Veilguard 10 out of 10 and game of the year. Indeed, sarcasm font needed. Yeah, that's some heavy sarcasm right there. Tifa Lockhart 199. Happy birthday to me. Nobody loves me. Happy birthday to Tifa
Happy
Lockhart.
birthday.
That's bullshit.
Don't tell
We
my
love
wife.
2 things about you, Tifa. So don't worry about it. David Elias
Look,
with a 2.
great.
Correction, Hypnotic. You and the cast equals my media. Okay. Fair. Fair. If that's how people view it, fair. Xavier Octavius for a 489. Do you know what the issue is? The issue is the journalists lost their integrity and their ability to be objective. Well, that's what I was saying before. People sniffed the bullshit. They caught on to the nonsense, and they started to not trust what the journalist was putting out. Like somebody said earlier that they almost skipped Expedition 33 because the journalists were rating the game high. So they immediately sussed out the game and was like, yeah, if they're rating it high, then I'm good. That's how little people trust journalists, that they're willing to do the opposite of whatever they recommend.
Yeah.
And if you are at that point, then it is not shocking that most of you are being let go. That you're not
That's
gonna.
true.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, true story. I asked Hypnotic what he thought of Expedition 33 before I bought it. I was like,
She
"You
did.
like this game?"
I was like, do I like this game?
I'd completely misinterpreted the trailer and thought it was trying to do like a Temu modern Final Fantasy, and I'm not a big fan of what's happened to that franchise since 10-2, etc. So I wasn't going to get involved in it at all until Hypno and Smash started gushing about it, and then I looked at like Smash's gameplay of it for 5 minutes and realized it was everything I'd been looking for like 20 years. So I immediately bought it.
That's how I felt when I played. I'm like, holy shit, like this is really happening.
Yeah.
Eric Jenkins for 189. See what happens when you go to college? Yeah. I didn't go to college. Dark Exile with a 5.
I went twice and quit twice, actually.
That's dedication.
Good job.
Games journalists used to play games and were hot. Now they don't game and they all look like fucking men.
Remember when booth
enough.
babes were a thing? You used to go to
Booth
conventions and
babes,
there'd
oh,
be booth
shit.
babes everywhere.
Thanks, Zombie Unicorn, you bitch.
You ever been to an auto show?
Oh man, yes.
You notice how there's no fat bitches anywhere. You
Dog.
notice how if you go to a Mercedes booth or a BMW booth, or especially
It's a girl in a slick ass
especially-
fucking.
no, especially Dodge. You go to Dodge, listen. Wow.
Like Al Bundy there.
Wow.
Like it'd be a girl in like in a either a slick ass racing suit or a slick ass bikini, one of the two.
I mean, bro, you
It's
go to
usually how it
Dodge.
goes with those.
It should be illegal how hot those girls are that work for Dodge. And you could tell they're just fucking dumb and ditzy, but it doesn't matter, bro.
Okay.
And then they go to you and they go to
Not
you
like
and
you're
they
putting
try
a ring
to
on it.
they try to explain to you about the car, and I'm like, bitch, just shut the fuck up. I just need to look at you, and that's it. Like, there's nothing. You don't know what you're talking about. Just shut up.
Stand next
Shut
to
up.
the car and allow me
Look
to
at the car.
associate you with
Exactly.
the car, and
That's
that's
it.
it.
This is the car. Let me
That's
show
what
you
you
the
gotta do.
car.
Exactly.
Right here.
Let me,
That's all you got to do. Yep, that's it.
let me just
like that.
show you the car.
Let me get closer to the camera to show
I'm
you.
sure chat will love that. The Raven in the writing desk for 2 months says absolutely nothing. Zero.
Ellie
Zilch.
Bundy, that's it.
Oh, thank you for being a member.
But thank you for being a member. Yes. You probably got your chat banned for all I know. YouTube's been doing that. David Elias for 2. I only have 2 vices, YouTube and gaming. Best vices.
I agree.
Fair. Xavier for $4.99. This is the kind of journalism that is created by casual gamers. Fair.
Yeah, gamers have never tried to pretend to be professionals at talking about games because the kind of rhetoric that we use would never make it onto a professional platform. Gamers have always chatted shit, smack talk about each other. If you're not engaging in that, you're not really authentic.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Okay, let's see. Xavier for $1.99 says, well said, Hypno. Thank you. Eric
true,
Jenkins, $4.99. This jobs are hard. Takes me forever. Come up with these super chats and save 15% or more by switching to Geico. I hate you.
Got him.
Michael Reinhardt for 7 months. I enjoy streaming video games just for the pure joy that I'm able to play video games. It doesn't matter if anyone's watching or not, as long as they enjoy it. And that's honestly, that's my mindset, bro. Because how I view it, my gaming streams is that all I'm doing is publicizing what I would be doing anyway. Like if I would be at that moment in time, I would be playing XYZ video game. All I'm doing is just making it live. That's it. So, and I obviously love talking to people while playing games because I feel like it's hanging out with your friends playing games on the couch. You're just talking about video games and they're watching you die or watching you play. And then, they're probably playing video games while watching you kind of a thing. So it's cool. GDR with a 2. Mount Lady is the queen. Jill Valentine is trash. Oh, lucky Leon's not here right now. Eric Jenkins, 189. Ada is still better waifu than Flat Jill. Okay, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. GDR with a 5. Give it 10 years. Gaming systems will go the way of Blockbuster. Everything will be direct through your TV. Subscription services will take over. I would agree with that. To be honest with you, I feel like they are trying to go obviously to the cloud-based, digital-based. Like they don't want physical games. They don't want none of that shit anymore. They want to remove that to save costs. So I don't know if it'll be through your TV. I don't know if it'll be through your TV, but I don't think they're going to be offering physical systems anymore in the sense of like having a disk drive. I think they're just going to be like the digital ones we have now, just smaller and smaller and smaller. Duct Tape Lady with a 5. Ryan, can Harvey Weinstein, if I can be on casting couch and get the role in a movie? I had to make the joke. That's interesting.
I'm so glad he's not here for that.
Yep, because I know his response will be crazy. Michael Reinhardt with a 5. Had a Windows 3.1, then upgraded to Windows 2000 at the time. Then a few years after that, it died on me. What a PC. Star Trek Amanda. Wait, what? Star Trek Amanda 1 and 2 were great.
You mean Armada?
Armada. Yeah, that's why I'm like, what? Amanda? You're missing the R.
Armada.
Autocorrect. Whoever you're in love with, named Amanda, she autocorrected you just now. Kyle Barrow with a 2. If you want to confuse, get Sevvy and Savvy at the same time.
That will be confusing.
That would be a lot of gooning for sure. Eric Jenkins with $4.99. The only thing micro over here, Gray, is the love you get for your trash ass waifu. Enjoy the swim, chim chim. Wow. Gray the Merchant for a 2. Them fighting words, Eric. Mount Lady garbage tier. These people are fighting in super chats. Eric Jenkins with a 189. Who's your waifu again, Gray? Eric Jenkins with a 189. Sevvy can sell salt to a slug. Facts. And then GDR with a 2. 10 more years till HBO gaming service. Oh, God. No, stop. Stop. I don't even want to think about that, man. That's fucking awful because you know what? That could be true. You never know. And then over on Rumble, Gray the Merchant with $1. Eric, my waifu is Jill. Your waifu is eliminated. We shall await our next rounds of waifu. I just didn't like Serenity and dealt with the felt. I dare you and GDR to knock out Jill. Sounds like a promo on tomorrow's episode. Are you guys seriously fighting about waifus and we're not
You're
even on
doing
Hypnocast yet.
Like
That's what it
cutting
sounds like.
promos against each other.
We're doing
Fucking
wrestling
crazy.
promos right now. This is fucking wild. Like the
awesome.
pregame. It's the pregame to the Hypnocast tomorrow.
Is there a Scott Steiner?
I don't think any of these guys will be Scott Steiner. No.
We need we need to get a Tifa Steiner account going. Just give us bad math.
Sounds like the account of a trans person. Tifa Steiner. It's crazy. Can you imagine? Oh
my
no
God.
Thanks. No thanks. All right, we are fully caught up everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to all you guys. We are going to do the giveaway now. And the reason why I waited to the end is because I want to make sure that the giveaway goes to some of the most dedicated viewers. So since you guys stuck around, how many are you here? Let's see. About 550 on YouTube. And then we got 63 on Rumble. Shout out to you guys. We're going to do the giveaway. So here's what we're doing. This is going to be for Expedition 33 on Steam. I'm just going to make it simply 33. Let me bring it up right now so you guys can see it. This counts for Rumble and this counts for YouTube. So I need you guys to spam 33 in the chat and I will pick someone to win. Spam 33 in. Well, you don't need to spam. You just got to say it once and it should be fine. Spam 33 in the chat right now and it should start picking entries. If you type 33 in the chat, this is for Steam. This is for Expedition 33. And like I said, it counts Rumble and it counts YouTube. Although Rumble obviously is a lot smaller, so there's a little bit less of a chance there. Wow, the chat's going nuts. We got 51 entries right now, and we got 530 some odd people watching.
That's
There should be a
awesome.
lot. There should be a lot more entries than that. Unless you don't have Steam, then that's different.
I
That's
see more
different.
people typing.
Yeah, they're probably just spamming. Most
never
likely.
mind then.
Or so many people are doing this that it's lagging a little bit to collect the entries, but I don't think that's true. This thing collects it pretty quick. Why 33? Fuck that. Because it's Expedition 33. That's why.
Duh.
That's right.
So all you gotta do is type 33. You can't type anything else, otherwise it won't count. It will not count.
Couple people did type other stuff with 33.
Yeah, do not type other stuff with 33. You gotta just type 33 on its own. 33 on its own. And again, it's for Steam. A lot of people are saying they already have it. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, I'm gonna draw in about 10 seconds. So hurry up. Get your entries in. I still see the number going up little by little. Dead Star with a 2 says at Christopher James. That was vicious. Wait, what was that? I don't remember seeing anything for him. Gotta check. All right, we are going to draw right now. Look at Jay Viper's fucking guy, 69. Fucking
Well done.
guy. All right, we got 75 entries. Here we go, drawing. If you win, reach out to my mods, either on Twitter or Discord, and we will get you the key right away.
I am not a fucking mod.
Melfice Sky. Melfice Sky. Shout out to, let me write this down so I don't forget. I want to make sure you get, I've done many giveaways, by the way, and people always get their games. So if you think this is not real, it definitely is real. Melfice Sky wins, let me write this down, Expedition 33.
Congratulations, Melvin.
Congratulations to Melfice Sky.
Congratulations. You're going to love the game.
I was not going to do the second one because we barely missed the 1,000 mark. Griff, but you know what? Fuck it. I'll do the second one. I have a second copy to give away of Expedition 33. So I'm going to draw again. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's see. Who's going to win this? Gray Ghost. Longtime viewer. Gray Ghost.
Congrats.
Shout out to Gray Ghost.
Congratulations.
Expedition 33.
Hey.
All right, Melfice and Gray Ghost, please reach out. Dead Star says, what about Rumble? Rumble was included in that. Again, I keep telling you guys, the thing about Rumble is that there just isn't as many of them. So what this system does is it takes all the entries and then it chooses out of those about 10 to 15 to cycle through the names, and then it picks one. So unfortunately, you know, if you are on the lesser platform in terms of viewers, you're probably not going to easily win. But 1 or 2 people have won on Rumble before, so it does pick Rumble. I remember gifting a game. I remember gifting Black Myth Wukong, I believe, to someone on Rumble. So that's it. All right. So I got your names written down: Melfice Sky, Expedition 33, and Gray Ghost. So reach out to my mods. You can reach out to either Sonia, Piranha Pal, or whoever. Definitely check out. Reach out to them, and then we'll get you the games. We got the keys already. DMag says it showed my Rumble, so it works. There you go. There you go. What's that site called? This is just StreamYards. So StreamYards, since I'm using StreamYards to do the stream, I can use their plugin to do a giveaway. So it selects from both the chats, and then it cycles them and picks a winner. So that way I don't have to do anything. All right, boys. That is basically it. So let's do our outro, starting with Will the Fans. Take it away, my good man.
Yeah, thank you. It's been fun. Had a good one. I run a channel very similar to this one, talking about pop culture and politics and how everything is going as far as the culture war and, just video games and sci-fi and anime sometimes and things like that. So come and check me out. I am about to, in the next hour, start my Doctor Who review, which will be a live stream. You can come check it out because I was meant to do it yesterday, but couldn't. Then after that, I'm going to be streaming again. At some point, I've got to catch up and do Expedition 33 because it's about 3 days late now for the same stupid reasons. And then tonight, in around about 9 hours' time, we'll be doing Who TF Cares, which is our regular Sunday weekly panel show about Doctor Who. We don't only cover Doctor Who, it's just that Sunday, where we'll be going over the episode in greater detail and arguing with each other about what's the worst thing about it, because it was fucking terrible. So if all of that sounds good, come follow me, subscribe to Will of the Fans, follow me on X, Will of the Fans, find me on Steam, Will of the Fans. Steam code is here as well, by the way, if you want to add me. And I'll be back next week. Thank you very much.
Let's fucking go. Sevvy.
Hello. You can find me in Sevvy Love or Legally Sevvy. Make sure to give me a follow. Right after this, I will be over at Moonskull for a Star Wars role-playing game where I play a Jedi. So it should be fun. I think they're currently fighting an Inquisitor, so we shall see how it goes. So please come and hang out. If you're not doing anything, come and mosey over there.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Sevvy. Thank you so much for hanging out with us again. And I'm sure you'll probably be on again at some point.
Awesome.
So
I love it.
The chat's going to be very happy to hear that. There, look at this already. Free the full screen Sevvy. Look at this. Jesus. Sheepsidian.
You can find me at either one of these handles. There we go. One of these handles. I stream. I'm getting back to streaming this Monday. So, get up in the chat because I'm gonna be doing a bunch of voices. I think I already talked about it, but I'm basically at a point where I'm doing a voice of like Gilbert Gottfried, Smeagol, a higher pitched version of Gilbert Gottfried, which sounds like Elmo, and some crazy ass fucking accents. Like I have a very shitty Cockney accent, so come laugh at me.
There you
go. come laugh at me during my streams over at Still Sheepsidian. Otherwise, I will be doing my thing over on Twitter where I'm shit talking people. I'll be drawing commissions and the manga I have going on. I'm doing a little bit of rewriting for like some end stuff, but I got a lot going on. Come hang out with your boy. And also the lady is going to be streaming Expedition 33 more than likely tonight.
Nice.
Not entirely sure. Go check her out over at Horror Amorata.
Nice.
And that is
easiest way to get into Cockney. You just go fuck off, you slag. Like that.
Yeah.
and you're right.
Yeah, and say "in it" a lot.
In it, mate.
Sounds really aggressive.
In it.
Oh, dude, I am terrible with it. It's like, and what's even worse is I also threw in an Australian accent in there. So it sounds like, so I got an accent when I'm talking like this, like switching from this over to this. It's very fucking difficult. Like it's so fucking much.
Switching from Cockney to Australian and back must be really difficult.
Oh, dude, I'm over there like choking myself out. Like I carried myself. Ways.
Really quick, Gray the Merchant for $1 on Rumble. Looking forward to the felt, Eric. Either way, I love our rivalry. Oh, that's so kind. That's so nice. Pretty gay, but
very gay.
Nice. All right, boys. Shout out to all of you again. Thank you so much for an amazing episode 139. You know, you got Hypnocast Sunday through Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. A Griffcast 5 p.m. Eastern. The occasional, well, not occasional, it's been damn near almost every night. Griffcast late at night as well to catch up on some games we're reviewing. We're almost done. We're slightly more than halfway through First Berserker. Then we got to finish up Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza, and then we will officially have a clean slate to add some brand new games and get some reviews going. So a lot of things happening. Check out the manga channel, of course, daily shorts every single day. And I'm going to try to upload some full-length videos over there as well, because I got a lot of shit here. I need to go like deep dive into some stuff. So but thank you guys again for all your insane support. I appreciate you. I love that. Look at that. I appreciate you. And we will see you guys on the next one. And you already know, man, go be bigots and go be gooners. We're going to raid after this. So definitely stick around. All right. Talk to you guys later. And the people who won, please make sure you reach out to the mods. We'll get you your keys tonight so you can play Expedition 33. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you can't.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Her dog, or her cat, was named Vagina. Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Suck it, yeah, Jones. Put a ticket in, make her lady gay. Fuck baby gay, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in it we eat and make her fucking gay.
Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day California shit! 'Cause that's all we fucking know! 'Cause we're boring! We're so fucking Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right! At the touch of the black man, I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.